Okay. Alright. It is time to do some reverse. Oh look, it's Lucy. I still don't know what she does, or like how she works. Like, I've leveled her and everything, I just... I don't know how she plays.
May I request we keep our business short today? My batteries only have 4 hours and 23 seconds left.
That is most
Unless you can
certainly
provide
the
me with an
plan.
extension cord.
Okay. Did I do my dailies today? I did. Wow, look at that. I'm actually ahead of it for once. That's crazy. Had to, skip through this story just so I could do these stupid reminiscences, because I really don't like how they made it, time gated now. And you actually have to, like, clear the thing first. It's kind of annoying.
Are you trying to take off this
Yeah.
face? Or
The
wipe
animation's
stain from
really
it?
cool. I like it a
Either
lot.
way, I am glad to know that you pay attention to the details.
What am I
It
doing?
is an essential quality
What
for
are we doing
any
today?
good researcher.
Lucy's story, right. Right. Alright. Let's just get right to it, yeah? Oh my god, I forgot that it was another 3 doors. I'll have to do this eventually too. Shit. Okay. It's this one, right? She wades through rivers, boarding one small boat after another, traversing the long journey of time, not looking back until she emerges with the sea, while the birds take flight above the water. Alright. Enter. Glory days in Lisbon. Oh, no description, okay. Once you have tasted flight, you will walk the earth with your eyes turned skyward. For there you have been, and there you would return. Oh, we're on a Piran again, hell yeah. Coast Lisbon, 1835. The air smells of lemon and bay leaves. Oh, auto. The wind roars in from the Atlantic, but no sails wait to catch it. A military blockade sits anchored at the mouth of the harbor. No ship inside is to depart without permission. It is summer, in the year 1835, and the people of Lisbon, still recovering from years of brutal civil war, are anxious once more. The Queen has banned all passage from the city to the New World. Above the forbidden sea, only the skies offer a possibility of escape. 1835.
Jamina.
Are you ready, Jamina?
Ready.
Maybe. 3, 2, 1. After the mechanical woman finishes her countdown, her able pilot takes a deep breath and opens her arms. Artificial wings of metal, wood, and leather deploy out from her back. Flapping like birds, she runs towards the water and takes a flying leap. Yes, Lucy, we did it. I'm flying. I'm flying. Just keep it steady. Just... Nope. The bird dives sharply into the water. 9 seconds.
Good.
An improvement over last time. Do you need any assistance?
Thank you.
No, thanks. She moves to unfasten the wings before noticing a crab perched on her shoulder. Returning it to the sand, she crumples down beside it and sighs. It appears the primary difficulty is power. The wind is not strong enough, or more precisely, we are not generating sufficient lift. With further optimizations, we should be able to extend your flight time. This model took a whole month to complete and only flew 3 more seconds. Hey, improvement's improvement. Almost done with her character story, 2 more to go. Okay, yeah.
I don't understand.
Is it ever going to work? Dad had to be crazy to spend his life like this. A gaggle of boys nearby had watched her from their boat. They laughed as she fell and are still laughing. The girl shoots them an icy glare, a piercing bolt that hits them one by one until each one wises up and turns back to their fishing.
I am pleased.
Ow. 3 seconds represents a 50% improvement in performance. If you take that into consideration, our progress has been remarkable. Didn't take you for an optimist.
I see.
Please, you should get yourself into some dry clothes. I believe I have identified the primary issues with the current design. Great. At this rate, we might make it from the Cape to the shore in, about 100 years or so. If only I could reach the other side of the ocean at this very moment. Just think how it would be to fly all across the Atlantic and land on the shores of New England. We should head back. Coming. Bundling up the soaked machine, the girl and the mechanical woman head back towards the city. In the distance, the line of warships have resumed patrolling the harbor, their sails jutting up from the water like the fins of hungry sharks. Port Lisbon, 1835. As the midday hours turn towards the afternoon, the city begins to bustle with activity once more. So, what was the problem you talked about? The wind can't lift me? What does that mean? Am I too heavy? Do you think I'm fat? Have you ever seen kids playing with kites? All you need is a good running start, and the wind just takes them up far into the sky. How about we skip birds and just make a great big man-sized kite? They walk together, talking and laughing, their doomed flight soon forgotten, the warmth and energy of Lisbon's streets lifting their spirits where wings had failed. The mechanical woman, however, gives no response. She's replaying the experiment within her metal brain, analyzing it detail by detail.
I recommend this instead.
We need a pair of secondary wings installed 4 inches from the second joint. They would unfold after the primary set in order to balance the lifting force of the wind across your body. Are you even listening to me? The would-be pilot jumps into the mechanical woman's way, arms planted on her waist. The structure of a kite is extremely lightweight. So you are calling me fat. Oh boy. I am merely asserting that a grown woman is much heavier than a toy made from wood and paper. A kite has a very limited payload and it cannot be directed while in flight. Our model must be able to do much more than that. An argument breaks up their conversation. From the slope ahead comes a stiff warning and a slurred response. A squad of soldiers lead their latest catches out from the tavern, driving them away down the street.
Not good.
Looks like the rumor is true. They are hunting the smugglers' accomplices in the city. Or whoever they've decided is an accomplice.
Is that so?
Seems to have little bearing on our situation. Someone noticed this metal woman walking around? Doesn't it? Just look at who they've arrested. Fernandez the Broken Arm, Carlos the Golden Hand, and Alfonso the Gill. The girl's face grows pale as she keens their faces out from the dark. All of them local arcanists, no exceptions. Of course, why should it bother you? You're not a local. Her Majesty would never dream of being so unkind to foreigners. Okay, there you go. Besides, you have that letter of introduction from that computing center. It would be so stupid to offend an honorable guest from Britain. But I'm not so lucky. If only I could fly, then if they ever came for me, I would laugh at them from the safety of the skies. There was no luck involved. The LSAC sent me here with all the necessary documents to accomplish their interests. I suppose I had not considered that arcanists here might not have the same privileges I do because of them. Returning to our work, where are the spare materials your father left? He kept them under St. George's Cathedral. It's on the east side of the city. Carrying the still dripping gear, the girl seems to forget her prior concerns, running ahead to lead the way. Keep an eye out for more of those soldados. We'll make a detour if we have to. Don't worry, we're going where the Queen and her dogs aren't likely to follow. However, it seems Her Majesty's dogs have already caught their scent. Quiet. I believe that soldier may be an issue. Jimeno heeds the warning, passing the wet contraption over to Lucy.
Shh, quiet.
I'll meet you at the second junction, past the checkpoint. Good luck. She whispers her instructions and disappears into a narrow alleyway. The sight of a mechanical woman holding a strange dripping machine cannot help but attract attention.
Stop!
What have you got there? But if you must know, metal, wood, leather, fabric. Not to mention a badge bearing 2 lions that signifies an empire on which, it is said, the sun never sets. It is a device. Wings. Wings. The soldier's eyes bulge as he contends with that information before signaling for her to move along. I mean, what are they gonna do realistically, right? Apparently Lucy was someone built like a level 100 left class boss back in the 80s. Yeah, she's just straight up a war machine at this point. I don't know how. I don't even know. Like, I'm assuming this is the original timeline, right? Not like after a storm or something, which means what the hell? what the hell? The mechanical woman continues on hurriedly towards her red rendezvous. He didn't question you. What did you say to him? How come he just let you go? I mean, she said it herself. He's from Britain. He only inquired as to what I was carrying, and I replied honestly. Wings. I guess he took you for a weirdo and let you go. You aren't exactly what these dogs are hunting for anyways. Anyway, we'll reach the cathedral soon. It's in a spot underneath the pulpit. Well, if no one has cleared it out yet. Why would anyone do that? The poor are short of everything here. Metal for cookware, fabric and leather for clothes, and wood for their hearths. They'll use whatever they can get their hands on. I just hope it's still there. I want to fly, to finish what he started so he can rest and so I can escape this place.
No.
We still have many problems to solve before we get there. A compiling set. But these problems can be handled, shaped, like pruning the buds on a tree. Solving them one by one until we reach our goal. And it's taken us a whole month to solve just one. Maybe you've got that kind of time to spare, amiga, not me. Your father spent 10 years just to get us here. And he gave us everything he had to this project.
I don't understand.
Yes, he did.
Yes, but
Was it worth it? Will it ever be worth it? I know it was his dream and mine, but it feels impossible or so far away I'll never live to see it. When they first introduced the locomotive, people laughed at it. It was slower than a horse and far less practical.
We have to do this.
Now they talk of building railways to connect cities across the continent. Look at their progress. Imagine what might come of them in the future. And this hunk of junk that's flown a whole 9 seconds? You think this is our future?
Correct.
I do. She answers without hesitation. The woman herself is a product of this unstoppable revolution, right? Because she is innovation. Lucy is literally innovation incarnate. Alright, well, we're here. Let's see if we can find our way to this future with whatever is left of the past. The two of them arrive at the ruins of a cathedral damaged in the war. A solitary statue of an angel remains, though it has lost its wings, and with them, it seems, all holiness fell away too. Yeah, I mean, it's just a person at that point. I do hope the materials are still intact. There is a cellar underneath the pulpit. Go on ahead. I need to speak to a friend around here. Be right back. I feel like Jimena is one of these rebels or accomplices, I think she was calling them. Jimena is definitely gonna get arrested at some point. The blown away kite. Cathedral, 1835. This is from DK's. Well, I mean, it's all been from DK's. It's quieter than she imagined. Quieter than she imagined. A kite.
Precisely.
She may be right to consider that. After checking the materials are still in reasonable condition, the mechanical woman begins to reimagine their design with the elements of a kite. Widen the bottom. Narrow the top, and yes, we get a triangle. A wider, rigid base should improve their ability to catch the wind. She writes down her idea and looks over the design draft that must have been left by Jimena. That would allow the air to pass above and below the wings to improve lift. But what if the wind's heading changes abruptly? Then you die. She writes down the question, pondering over the words a while before drawing a long curve along the draft.
I recommend this instead.
Feather tail to maintain balance. That may work. The mechanical woman begins planning out the construction when an anxious voice breaks the silence of the room.
Lucy,
Lucy.
Jimena, what is going on?
Tell yourself, what is happening? They've locked down the whole port now. An escalation, but not an unexpected one.
Is that so?
I see. So,
No matter.
what does it have to do with us? They can stop ships, Jimena, but they cannot stop the wind. Jimena. It says Jimena. That's alright. But let's just continue our work for now. Tomorrow, we will go to the beach and have another try. The mechanical woman's determination is unchanged, even as her companion wavers. True flight must be achieved. They are heirs to a legacy that began in sketches from that enigmatic Italian genius, passed down through centuries, now standing on the cusp of realization. Now there are even more soldiers on the streets. Lucy, I'm afraid. The future of their project hangs on a thread. What is it that you're afraid of? That they'll arrest me, Lucy. And only God knows what else if I stay too long. That I'll never fly, never reach New England.
Damn it.
If I had only gone with Fernando when he left. Are we just going to leave these materials behind? Rough, wrought metal pipes, wood, coal, leather, all kinds of materials prepared for the project, all lying hidden beneath this ruined place. This cathedral is a scar, a victim of the civil war that had swept through Lisbon not a few years ago, and even in this relatively intact cellar, it is far from an ideal workshop.
It will not be viable on a larger scale.
I believe that would not be a wise choice. Mr. Murdoch is very supportive of your father's project, as is the LSCC. It was your father's letter that brought me here. We have had few ideas as groundbreaking as this in LSCC since Mr. Watt passed. James Watt. Some of my colleagues see him as my father. I had been part of his steam engine before my awakening. Oh, James Watt. Tesla. I assume Tesla. She remembers a strange thrill of her first moment of awareness, welcomed by a chorus of steam and whistles. And I suppose he was, in a way, don't you think? We're all built by our fathers in one way or another. I remember how my dad lifted me up high in the air. He said that someday we'd fly into the sky together.
Yes, yes, but
It's a beautiful dream, but he's gone now. He traded his life away for 9 seconds.
I don't understand.
I'm not sure that trade will ever be worth it.
I am pleased.
Mina, every second we have spent off the ground is a startling achievement. Not just for you and your father, but for all of history. Little inventor frowns, weighing the cost of her dreams and her anxiety for the future. So then, do you think I'll be able to use this to fly away and escape across the ocean?
No.
For the foreseeable future, the only way across the Atlantic is by ship. And with the port locked down, there's really no way at all.
Wait, there could be another way.
There may still be a chance. I have to speak to someone. I'll see you on the beach tomorrow. She scarcely finishes her thoughts before she's bounded up and out into the street.
Jamina.
Mina. That's what she has been like. A gust of wind, always moving, flying too fast to see what lies ahead. Silence returns, broken intermittently by the rhythmic scratching of pencil on paper. A lighter alloy could lower the weight without reducing structural strength. Aluminium. It would work perfectly if only the material were not beyond unaffordable.
No.
Not worth further consideration. Lost in her thoughts, Lucy manages to miss entirely the squad of soldiers as they enter the ruins and find her alone. As she marks down measurements and theories, they at last announce their presence. You, woman, where is she? Could it wait for a moment? I am in the middle of some calibrations. The soldiers surround her, yet she takes little notice. Please, Senora, we don't want to cause any violence under God's roof, even in its current state. We only need to know where the smuggler's daughter has gone. The secondary joints will be under the most stress.
This is sufficient.
That will limit our maximum wingspan, unless we might add an additional set. She marks a spot on the draft with a circle. You're testing our patience, Senora. A dagger pierces through the circle on the draft, pinning it to the table. Bro. She raises her head to meet the man. Jimena was right. It bears a striking resemblance to a snarling dog. There is no one else here. Who were you looking for again? Is it just me or your stream extra late today? I mean, it's actually early, right? I usually start around 2:15. Started at 2 tonight. Unless it's not actually... I mean, it should be online, I think. I'm pretty sure it is. Right? Now I have to check. Give me one moment. I love the node video too. Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's always nice to have people like appreciate the stuff, you know? I'm pretty sure it should be on. Is the stream not playing? I mean, I see it. It says it's on. It says I'm live on YouTube, so I think I'm online. All right, let's get back to it. Smuggler's daughter.
Completely wrong.
I am afraid you are, what is the phrase, barking up the wrong tree. No more funny business, Senora. Give me her location now. Me too, I'm appreciating this stuff, of course. Of course. I love the lore of this game, it's so fun. Especially when you can just like speculate random stuff. Like I'm probably wrong about a ton of stuff anyways, but hey, it's fun to make theories.
No.
A logical impossibility. Not give you what I do not possess. The soldier draws back the dagger roughly, ripping the draft apart. Lucy picks up the pieces and calmly begins puzzling them together.
Please, allow me through.
Please leave. Do you plan on doing story recaps again like the 6th one? I'm so far behind on them, honestly. I've been meaning to get to it, it's just I don't have a ton of time, so when I want to do like a theory video, it kind of eats up the slot for what would have been a story recap video, right? I'm probably gonna do one that's maybe a little less in depth, just like to cover as much as possible for the main story, and then I'm gonna see what I can do about the these side stories and anecdotes and like the three doors and all that stuff separately. But I'm definitely planning on doing at least the main story one, because that's the important one, right? You're wasting your time. Dude, she's a robot. They are gonna get themselves killed. She can sense their hesitation, their snarls starting to sound a little more like whines. All I have here is pencil and paper. There is nothing else, senor.
Is that so?
What about this, huh? You call that nothing else? The young soldier seizes the winged contraption, then throws it to the ground. Like a bull unleashed from its pen, he stomps over any breakable piece he can find. She's not here. Let's go. Vamos, rápido. Her uninvited guests file out, tails between their legs, leaving the mess they've caused behind. They have some guts, really. Like, if I were to see a robot woman, I would not, like, antagonize her immediately. That sounds like a bad fucking idea. Wordlessly, the wings are picked up from the ground and placed onto the table. They will be repaired just as it had been many times before. The mechanical woman draws out some spare materials and begins her work. Icarus. Oh, that doesn't bode well. Clang, clang, clang. Yes, indeed. Clang, clang, clang. Icarus. Alright, who's dying?
Whew. They're all gone.
If they're gone. Your father's materials proved useful. It will not take long to finish these repairs and make some adjustments. We will still be able to perform another test flight tomorrow. So it's not all bad news. Still, I have something to tell you. She stops, hesitating to continue. Hey, Mask, welcome in.
I'm planning to leave.
I'm leaving. Okay. How?
I see.
And your flying machine? Leave it be. I'll take it and our drafts to the New World and continue the project there.
Mm-hmm.
So you have no further need of me then?
That's not what I meant.
If that means the project can be completed without further distraction, then I suppose I should welcome it. Congratulations, Jimena. The mechanical woman stops her work abruptly and turns to her would-be test pilot. I've made a deal to secure my way out of here. I'm going to the beach. There will be a boat waiting for me there. Oh, are you gonna go across the Atlantic in a little boat? And you will be going to the New World. That would be unwise. You have access to many more resources here in Europe. To start over in New England would cause unnecessary delays. And you'd have me stay in Lisbon, where I could be arrested at any time. So you will leave, even if that puts the project in jeopardy. The mechanical woman's words sound like an accusation. I'll take all the materials with me and our drafts. A delay, maybe a long one, but nothing I can't handle. I'll be fine. Her confidence fades. Besides, this is my father's legacy. My father's, not yours. You're only here because of him. This is my decision to make. It's my dream. Our dream. The words taste like a lie. She's scared. Your father built you a dream, just like Mr. Watts done for me. He wanted me to leave the laboratory to meet more people, to listen to them and understand their ideas, their imaginations. He believed in the power of human cooperation, that an idea could be passed from hand to hand like a torch or an ember across generations. She points at the core of her body. That very idea had come to life in her.
Do not worry.
Thanks in part to our cooperation, our project has already come so far from where it started. That's true, but things have changed. If there were some glimmers of success, something I could hold on to, maybe, but...
What difference does it make?
What's the difference between 6 seconds and 9? It's quite a lot. Lucy packs the wings wordlessly and walks to the door. You play the special chapter. I haven't played the special chapter yet. That's a good call. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay. New plan. We're gonna finish up Lucy's story, and then instead of doing the roguelike, we're gonna do the special chapter. And then if we have time, we'll do the roguelike. I'm very bad at roguelikes, but we'll see.
Our time is limited.
The wind is nearing optimal conditions. We should seize this final opportunity to test our work before you go. With our current technology, wind alone will not provide sufficient force to lift a human in sustained or directed flight. But a controlled glide may be possible with the right materials. Despite knowing that they will soon part, the only thing they can speak about is their project. Like a windmill, or a water wheel, will use steam like your power source. Perhaps. A steam engine would generate a great deal of force, but it would be far too heavy to be feasible. There is one more option. Arcanum. It's always...
No.
Arcane.
No.
Arcane skill? No. Absolutely not. She goes pale as if the idea had conjured some long-forgotten nightmare.
I concur.
I know. Arcanum could not be a long-term solution.
It will not be viable
It
on a
would be
larger
impractical to have an Arcanist stand by for every flight, after all. I don't think you really understand what other Arcanists go through in this world. That's because she's not an Arcanist. What do you mean? As you no doubt heard from those soldiers, my family were smugglers. Or really, all we did was predict the direction of the wind and sea conditions for fishermen, sailors, and for smugglers, too. My father was guiding a ship out. He went with them this time, I guess, to buy some fancy new materials. But something went wrong. There was a storm. The survivors called him a Jonah. They decided it was his fault. Ooh. Her face falls, looking struck somewhere between anger and grief.
No.
Your father did not control the weather. He only predicted it. He should not have been blamed. That was ignorance, superstition. Like sailors that refuse to look back as they leave port, their motions have no true impact on the safety of the ship. It is only a mistaken belief. You don't understand, Lucy. They do it because looking back means that you are not ready to leave, and the sea is quick to punish those that cannot face it.
Jamina.
The sea does not punish. It has neither feelings nor intelligence. It cannot know, nor would it care what the sailors do. Superstition is only a false comfort. Lucy's story and special chapter are short. I think you have time for roguelike as well. Okay, probably. I'm assuming Lucy at least is like an hour and a half, because that's usually how these go, right? I don't know how long the special story is. If it's anything close to like 5.5, then yeah. But a comfort they still value against the vast and unpredictable sea. We can't help ourselves, humans and Arcanists alike. But it has no value at all. How much effort and time is wasted on these useless ceremonies? It could be more efficiently used for securing ropes or advancing marine technology. A sailor can't do his job properly if he's thinking of home. If nothing else, people can gain courage from their beliefs. They would be able to feel more courageous if they focused on gaining experience and properly utilizing technology. Everything else is simply mechanistic fate, luck, not belief. Random luck at that. It couldn't be controlled, only computed. But as luck would have it, at that moment, lights spring up from the other side of the beach, carried by soldiers moving swiftly towards them. That'll do it, let's with the anecdote. Actually, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. There, on the beach. Oh boy.
Not good.
No, the boat is late. She realizes as she says it, it isn't late. It was already gone, along with any other boat that has a chance of getting through the tightening blockade.
Where is my ship?
Where are they? The panicked arcanist scans her eyes across the sea, picking out distant shadows of sails speckled against the horizon. They must be a mile out from her, and gaining distance fast. Oh, they just ditched. And behind her, marching boots thud over the sand, gaining ground just as quickly.
I recommend this instead.
There is still something we can do. I mean, let me see the machine. True scientific achievement will have to wait, but this will provide a temporary solution. A light of arcane skill flashes as Lucy's piston starts to churn. He pours out a blast of steam, causing the winds to stiffen and change into an iron-gray metal. Ooh. Pulse out clock. What is this? You never told me you could do anything like this. What did you do to it? She made it aluminum, right? What is her arcane? I mean, it's not arcanum, but what is her power? This may be strong enough to keep you in the air, but I cannot make any guarantees. Amina dons the now metallic wings, flapping them like a fledgling eager to take off. Control your altitude and aim as best as you can for the nearest boat. You must lie flat and keep your body parallel to the— This chapter is called Icarus, man. Fuck. What if I fall? Oh, she's done.
Precisely.
Then they may catch you, but you will be caught if you stay here. Lucy is right. There is only one way out, and she must take it. Nervous feet find their pace. She runs towards the sea. Extending her wings, she leaps with all her strength up and over the water. Yo, Pebbles, welcome in, welcome in. Arms open, body flat, and stay balanced. Lucy. The wind lifts her up surely and steadily. Amina's stomach turns as she makes for the horizon, facing toward the bare outlines of masts against the setting sun. Well, she is not gonna make it. From the beach, there is no more sign of the little pilot. No way to know whether she landed safely. Against all odds, the mechanical woman finds herself hoping her friend did not look back. A seabird skims over her from the darkness of the sea towards the lights approaching from the beach. Jamina's flight is a little unsteady at first, but she flies. No one can take that from her now. Oh? He has flown the coop. Gentlemen. Feeling generous, she gonna make it, and you just let her go. Well, okay, so here, it's called Icarus, man. That does not bode well. There's no way. I'm under no obligation to catch her. Besides, how could I? I find her. Swim if you've got to. Vamos. A gunshot? The soldiers pay the woman no mind as they rush up the bridge to get a better view, nor does she mind them. Her little bird is long past where they could reach her. Though arcane skill was not how either of them had envisioned achieving it. The mechanical woman heads back towards the city walls, lost in thought, scarcely noticing the blaring horns ringing out across the port. We have tried so many designs. A variety of materials, shapes, structures, countless formula adjustments, and yet only arcane skill proved sufficient. A shortcut, one wholly unreliable in any practical application.
She performed within acceptable parameters.
They had made so much progress only to part without a solution. Powers explained later, and you can see it in the trailer if you want. I can say it now. I think I can just like wait to see it if it comes up later. Lucy's literally fully built with her coat. I don't know how much of this is actually like what she, you know, actually looks like, and like how much of it is just an asset reset or reuse, right? Because I'm assuming they didn't want to make a whole new model just for this story, is my guess. If this is like an earlier iteration of her design, like her body, then I imagine it should look a little bit different at least, right? I mean, at the very least, she's powered by steam in this iteration, which I don't think she's definitely not powered by in like her current state. Jamina, that frightened little bird, she could not blame her, though she wanted to. All this so she could escape and leave her with nothing, not even a working theory. That resentment she's feeling? Damn. Crackling shots ring out from the beach, the soldiers firing vainly into the sky as their captain rages. But Jamina is well beyond sight now, in the reach of their shot. As if to bring her back to her senses, a tiny crab crawls out of the sand and snaps at her feet. Clang, clang, clang. You want me to step aside, am I right? Your chitin is certainly harder than most things, but no match for metal. An arthropod of your size simply does not have the size or strength to damage me. She catches the crab gently, scanning it for a moment before allowing it to scurry away into the sea. It disappears beneath the waves, just as her friend did in the evening sky. Oh, did she actually made it, look at that. Never to come back. I let you cheat, but to find a real, workable solution, there will be a price to pay.
It will take time, determination, and courage. Jamina.
And now you choose to give up, Jamina. Okay, so she made it her way. I was fully expecting her to, like, fall into the ocean. Icarus. Why name it Icarus, man? So I'm assuming all of this is about wings. Oh, I'm guessing she's gonna meet Jamina's kid or something and continue the work. That's what I'm thinking. Metropolis. Oh, we're in Chicago. Look at that. Victor's Workshop, 1908.
Victor.
How much gasoline is left? Enough for a few tests, but we'll run out by next weekend. Don't worry, our investors will send us another barrel before that. Still, we'd best use it sparingly. This stuff is expensive. Oh, yeah, it is, man. The engineer turns the page on his calendar, staining it with oil. Several drafts are pinned to the wall, each marked with notes and proposed changes. This pipe will not be enough. It may warp if the temperature is not controlled. There is no guarantee of stable heat transfer. Perhaps we should add an outer casing to improve its strength. Oil up Lucy, yeah.
Victor.
I'm assuming she runs in gasoline at this point. Because I'm assuming her design changes in each era. Oh, now you're interested in my input. Sure, you don't want to ask someone else? Maybe one of your nutjob colleagues?
We have to do this.
The LSCC does not have any staff to spare for this project. I'm afraid you will have to do it. It has been 6 months since she heard about the engineer's project, the development of a true powered wingsuit, and dropped everything to join it. Why flight specifically? This fuel tank will be too small for a flight of any insignificant duration. Not that it matters. Our engine is already severely limited by our materials and weight requirements.
We must continue our efforts.
But we can still give it a try. Our current improvements should meaningfully increase our flight time. The mechanical woman turns to the wall and unpins several unneeded drafts.
This is all meaningless.
Meaningful? I doubt we'll manage more than a few extra seconds. It's just a few seconds. They're expecting results, real results. They aren't going to pay for a few seconds. Excuse me. If the company pulls out, we'll have to terminate the project.
Damn it!
And they've been delaying payday a little more each month. I think they're trying to tell us something.
Do not worry.
We have made progress. Our situation is not as grim as you would make it out to me.
Are you giving up?
Are you going to give up? Okay,
can't
I
be
kind of see.
serious.
Give up? No, no way. You know how much I've spent on this project already. Now, if I were smart, I would have never taken up this crazy scheme in the first place. There have been attempts before, Victor. Yeah, I know. I remember stories from when I was a kid. Granny flew like a bird over from Europe. Well, maybe she did figure it out, but she didn't think to write it down before she croaked. He is her grandson.
No.
And there have been plenty of others that have tried since. Did even one of them succeed? No. Not a single goddamn one. So here I am, about to be the latest one to make the same damn fool mistakes. Maybe the last. A moment of bitter clarity strikes the engineer.
No,
The last one? Of course not.
you are not the last.
Why would you think that? The dream of flight? No, I cannot imagine humanity ever giving up on it. Are you aware this pointless debate has cumulatively wasted 3 hours, 48 minutes, and 19 seconds of our time just this month? Oh,
You should consider.
this cycle must continue, yeah. I mean, I spent better checking out those wings. Don't tell me what to do, Ironhead. I'm thinking that's the theme for this whole chapter, huh? It's gonna be, or this whole story, it's just gonna be her meeting descendants of this woman over and over again until one of them eventually makes it. I'm assuming the last one is gonna be the Wright brothers because they actually got flight to happen. That's my guess. The engineer walks away, muttering unclear but targeted complaints, until he pivots and returns back to the wings. Returning to my original query, I am concerned the heat from the exhaust will compromise the integrity of this piping. Why not cool it down with water or something? Where are you gonna get the water, man?
No,
A rapid shift in temperature would cause the pipe to explode. I admit that it is unlikely that this would occur during the course of our current maximum flight time. However, I suggest a change of material to avoid potential issues as we extend its duration. But we do not have the funds for that.
No.
That's not an option. We've only got what we've got.
explain.
Why? We could greatly increase our efficiency, not to mention safety. Funding, man. Because our investors asked us to. They want a model for mass production. Our top priority is to give them confidence, otherwise they'll cut our funding. Cut our funding, a threat that's looming ever nearer. Do you know how long those Wright boys are keeping their contraption in the air now? We're losing our only opportunity to make something of this project. Okay, so it's not the Wright brothers she's gonna meet eventually. The only opportunity.
Victor,
That is not true, Victor. Even if they were 3 to 5 years ahead of us, it would make no difference. We are heirs to the work of centuries. Besides, we are not precisely direct competitors.
that will not be
They
necessary.
produced a rigid wing aircraft, not a single-person wingsuit. There is room for both concepts. Centuries? 3 to 5 years ahead of us? How many 3 to 5 years are there before I'm dead and gone?
What good will it do?
You're wrong, Luce. If they bring that thing of theirs to the market first, they win. In this business, winner takes all, pal, and loser gets nothing. Literally, nothing. Even if we're not commercially successful, our work will not be meaningless, as long as we advance scientific knowledge. But I'm beginning to see a pattern with Lucy's mindset here.
This is all meaningless.
Yeah, maybe that's enough for your head pals at LSCC, but there's no glory in second place, Luce. No fame, no money, not a red cent. He seizes up as if his rage is bubbling up under his skin, ready to explode.
Victor,
Calm yourself, Victor. Go get the car. We will have a test flight at the parking lot in 2 hours. Didn't I already tell you not to bark orders at me? Sorry, Miss Lucy, I'm just frustrated. I'm on a short fuse these days. A short fuse, see?
Good.
We should focus on our work, Victor. The telephone rings. Victor runs towards the phone, slipping over the slick oil. He's half cursing as he picks up the receiver. It's his fucking phone again. Damn it, yes. Hi, hello, yeah. This is Victor speaking. How can I...
It's most regretful.
Mr. Victor, we deeply regret that we must speak to you due to some recent developments with our competitors. Oh, they made it. We've been forced to reassess your project, and we've come to the conclusion that it is no longer economical for us to maintain our involvement. Yup.
No.
Economical? What do you mean? Simply put, we will no longer be providing any further funding or material support. Given the growing success of your competitors and your own lack of results, it appears there is no longer a viable future for this project.
Good luck.
We appreciate your understanding in all of this. You'll be hearing from us if we require your services in the future. Hey, don't hang up. What the hell are you saying? Hey, hey. Yeah,
Damn it.
bastards. Money's
What
dried up.
is going on?
What is happening? About good news and bad. Which one do you want to hear first? You look pale. Tell me the good news first. The good news is we don't have to listen to those ignoramuses we call investors anymore. The bad news is they're out. I see. They have abandoned the project. In a manner of speaking. But we have not abandoned it. The engineer sits down on the oily stool, head in palms, inadvertently smearing oil over his hair. I've got some friends to call. They might be able to salvage this mess.
Good.
In the meantime, perhaps we should take a break. Would you like some coffee? What? Coffee? No, thanks, Luce, but I'm not taking a break. This is it. It's over. Oh? It was a fool's stream, Luce. Leave the flying to the birds and those damned Wright brothers. I'm talking about selling off all this junk. We might cover a part of our losses still.
Are you giving up?
Are you that easily defeated? We still have sufficient materials to improve on our current design. Waiting for the cost of what? Oh, sure, and what about the one after that? Experiment after experiment, how many more times do I gotta fail before I wise up? And what's the use? Even if we could do it, we're already too late. Come on, go get the car. We can run the experiment on the beach.
No.
No, actually, we should go to the Charles River. What are you up to? The wind coming off the river will be steadier. He moves to get up, but sinks down, unsure of his next move, looking like a ship tossing in a storm. One last run then, for old time's sake.
No.
It will not be our last. Yeah, let's hope. Anyway, you're right. The river is best. We'll have more attention there, provided we get off the ground.
Precisely.
This is the right decision. It would be irresponsible to give up before attempting all other possibilities. She would not give up again. Her words conjure up an old memory, a friend from years ago in the distant past. A of the last time she had shared this path with someone and how superstition and fear had taken it away from them just before they reached their dreams. And their obstacles here are far less significant. The only thing that stands in her partner's way now is his own ego and greed. It's being pragmatic. Just think back on how much progress we have made. Alright, we'll stick to the plan, but if we're taking the river, you'll have to fly. I can't swim. Not a problem. She not, like, get destroyed in water. Great. I'll get the car and call the reporters. Let's hope we get the headline tomorrow. Yeah, I'm getting a bit of a pattern with Lucy's interactions. I mean, okay, so she kind of embodies the idea of, like, the greater good, right? Because we see that a lot. It happens a lot, especially with Foundation Alliance stuff. But Lucy's case is a little bit more benign in the sense that, you know, progress at any cost, even if it means multiple generations of people, which, you know, on an individual level, that's freaking, for them, it's not great. But her goal is so far above individuals that she doesn't really take it into account. Charles River Bank, 1908. It's a beautiful day, and many people have gathered along the river to enjoy it. The spirit of this moment in time feels intensely hopeful. The war starts in, like, 5 years from now. Come on. Oh, it's reset time. Look at that. Come on. There we go. Alright. I guess it just disconnects us now. Well, I'm glad we finished the chapter at least. It's been kind of annoying. We don't need to see this again.
People utilize a variety of methods to
Oops.
rest. They sleep, talk to others, watch
Right.
TV.
French explorer Cartier sailed along the St. Lawrence River in North America. He recorded his findings in manuscript, including the mutiny, zero lizards, and the chamois. Where are we going? Boomer skin, yes. Very much so. Air farce. Let's go. I think this is the current chapter, right? They didn't mark it as complete, did it? Yeah. Charles Riverbank, 1908. It's a beautiful day, and many people have gathered along the river to enjoy it. The spirit of this moment in time feels intensely hopeful. Humans have conquered the darkness with electric light and distance with the chug of locomotives. What will come next? Will they conquer the sky and beyond? If nothing else, they feel assured the future is bright. Ladies and gentlemen, make way, please. Are the spotlights ready? I'll pay, Sam. Trust me for once. Thank you, sir. This won't take long, I promise. 30 minutes tops, and I'll be out of your way. Victor has become one part engineer and two part showman, frantically lining up equipment and impatient reporters at the same time. I promise you, gentlemen, soon you will possess the most memorable and valuable photos of the century. Forget the headlines of the Sun, this is history. Pardon me, I need a moment to talk with my lovely assistant, the robot. The engineer wipes off his fake smile as quickly as he turns, running over to help Lucy unload the metal frames. The assembly time should be approximately 5 minutes. Yeah, great. I just got a brilliant idea, Luce.
Yes,
I'm listening. It's only chapter 5, this means two things. They fail. That's what it means. It means they're definitely gonna fail. We both know we can't afford another failure. It means we're gonna get another person after this. The engineer glances around and hushes his voice. Our current model still has some problems to be solved, so why don't you just use that arcane skill of yours to spruce her up, you know?
Really?
You mean you want me to change its mechanical structure to make the experiment work? Yes, exactly what I mean.
No.
I refuse. What? What's...
It is unreliable.
First, you must remember there are limits to my arcane skill. I may run out of time, and it is possible it will not work. The odds are already stacked against us in the first place. What could it hurt, even if it fails?
Victor,
It would be impossible for me to enchant every suit once our model is put into mass production. Without even mentioning that it would be impossible to enchant them each time they were needed.
it will not be viable on a
And
larger
skills
scale.
simply do not work that way. Wasn't familiar with Lucy's Chadness, yeah. I mean, her goal is something, yeah, something far beyond what his is, right? He just wants short-term benefit. Our goal is a stable, reliable, and practical model. Who would buy anything less? She focuses on the future, not the present, hoping to appeal to the engineer's true desire. The engineer needs to make a living.
You should
Now,
consider.
you have my reasons. Please assist me with the wings. Do you have that head of yours screwed on wrong, or do you really not get that our project is done if we fail again? It's real simple. Enchant the engine, go up and have a little fun in the sky, then come back down and greet the reporters when they come to take photos of you. Our investors will change their minds. They'll beg us to continue. Then we'll have all the money we could ever want to make this hunk of bolts really work. And once we actually finish it, loose, buddy, we'll have stacks as high as Rockefeller.
What good will it do?
Okay. But why would we want a pile of paper? That's all I've ever wanted, ever since I found these old drafts while cleaning up my old Nan's house.
Victor,
The motivations notwithstanding. This project has a promising future. That is all I know. Victor throws the drafts to the ground in a huff. Lucy picks them up and returns them to the car. We still need these. Like hell we do. The engineer storms away, but as he enters sight of the crowd, he puts on his fake smile as cool as can be. It's smaller than he'd hoped. Victor, please ask the crowd to disperse. There may be unexpected dangers. I do not want anyone to be hurt. You heard the lady, folks. My assistant is meticulously careful and considerate, even though our invention is completely safe. Still, as practical human and a thorough scientist, she's always taking even the rarest and most extreme worst-case scenarios into consideration. But I do really have to emphasize rarest. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's witness the latest creation of Victor's workshop, the fantastic wingsuit. Press one button and control the wings with a simple lever. That's all it takes to fly right up into the sky.
no.
Hold on, Victor. We are not quite ready. There is some turbulence in the air. We should delay for a short while until it passes. Salute to him, yeah. I don't know, Victor's heart isn't in the right place, it seems. Excuse us, friends. I'm afraid we'll need to adjust our equipment just one last time to make sure it all runs smoothly. Please give us 1 or 2 minutes, or just give us 2 more minutes. Please, Jesus. Hey, what circus are you from, pal? Victor's Workshop of Boston, sir. We're not a circus or some arcane swindlers. I mean... a pair of iron wings installed on a robot's back? Sure, sounds like a clown act to me. Go on, let's see it then. What can she do? can't keep waiting, Luce. This crowd's turning on us.
I am on standby until the right wind arrives. You appear anxious. Why is that?
A ship floats past them on the river, its passengers gawking at the scene.
No.
Because we need to take off now, or all those very nice folk out there are going to leave, and our last chance for fame and fortune goes with them.
Is that so? No matter.
What does that mean for the project?
What good will it do?
What good does that spotlight do for our experiment? Will the people gathering by the river help us optimize our wingspan, our power source? You're being difficult.
What good will it do?
What's the point of this experiment if no one here is here to see it? The point is that we put our work into perfecting this machine. Is that not point enough? Even if something does go wrong, it will give us a chance to analyze and fix it. That is the point. Humans have dreamed of flying in the wind since before even the first kite flew into the air. And now, our achievements in material science and the development of the internal combustion engine have laid the foundation for us to make this dream a reality.
Victor,
What do we lose, even if we fail again, Victor? We have failed 100 times. What is so terrible about one more? They don't have it. The engineer has no answer for her. The moment turns as a swift westerly wind blows across the riverbank. That's your wind, Luce. Go on. Move, move, good luck. It is in the hands of fate now. The mechanical woman pulls the device over her silvery arms. Now, a bird with iron wings, she walks to the edge of the riverbank and presses a button as a jet of air erupts beneath her. No signs of Arcanum, only the mechanical rumble of human technology.
I am pleased.
We have done all we can. I have a feeling this time we will succeed. You ready? Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your eyes. Musical music play. Yeah, this is not a good sign. For you are about to bear witness to the greatest invention in human history. Where Icarus failed, we succeed. Now, mankind will take to the skies just as easily as the birds. Like her friend ran towards the sea those many years ago, Lucy spreads her wings and leaps from the riverbank.
Wow!
Hey, that was a jump. She jumped. Come on, do any of you think that stupid contraption is going to fly? Where many expected a splash, they instead hear a roar as the engine pulls her up and over the surface of the water.
No.
There appears to be some unexpected instability. Look, she's rising, folks. That's no mere glide, but 100% genuine powered flight. Up and onwards. The engineer stares out at the silvery bird as it holds just above the river's surface. Sweat drips off his forehead, and the yellow draft paper in his hand is now a crumpled ball. But he turns back to the crowd.
Victor,
Let me tell you folks, this thing is safe, stable, and reliable. Why, even a child may pilot after a few short lessons. Imagine it, faster than an airship, more convenient than a locomotive, and cheaper than an automobile.
Victor,
Victor. Oh no. Oh no. Gentlemen, I ask you now for just a small investment, one small payment. Put yourselves in front of the most important invention of our time. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own a piece of the future. Seize it now, fame and fortune await.
Victor,
Something is wrong. The engine begins to sputter and cough, no longer moving forward. The buffeting winds pull her into a tumble and right into the water. Yep. Your future just took a nosedive, pal.
She fell in the
Ugh,
water!
look how she hit the water. That could have killed somebody. The engineer turns white, slowly wrenching his head towards the splash.
No.
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 Oh. The Iron Bird pulls herself up to the riverbank and drops her wings. I believe that I have found our problem. Yeah, the shit don't fly. Our engine is not providing sufficient downward thrust to keep us in the air, even with the aid of wind.
It will not be viable.
There are also
on a
many
larger
extraneous
scale.
parts. We could significantly streamline the design to improve our fuel efficiency. If we can improve the overall power output. Yeah, well, good luck with that, Luce. I'm out. No one is going to invest after today, not a penny.
It's a waste of time.
It's a money pit, and I'm tired of digging it. No chance I'm going to see a profit, not in 10 years, not in 100. The mechanical woman dries herself and walks to the engineer as he mopes on the ground. They deserve a better ending.
Are you giving up?
So you give up. We got this close and you just want to walk away.
It isn't worth it, partner.
Seems like it, don't it? Victor ends his last attempt with a heaving sigh. Pulling his hat down over his face, he walks out into the crowd that doesn't return.
This is only another failed result.
We have found another avenue for improvement.
This is nothing more than a minor setback. An unsuccessful experiment is not a critical failure.
That one. Crowd is dispersing now, and Victor has disappeared with them. Flying is a beautiful dream, but dreams do nothing for a man with an empty wallet and a growling stomach. You only ever saw what you could reach in one grasp, Victor. But it takes more patience than that if you really want to touch the sky. But he is gone. The random movement of fate has left her alone once more. But that will not stop her. Like many before him, he was terrified by the difficulties ahead and changed his course, like those mountaineers who turned from the Matterhorn long before they reached its peak. But I know there will be others, those behind him that will climb higher than he had ever imagined. Yep. The mirroring between 4 and 5 is a nice touch. Where Icarus died on the inside, Lucy emerges with news. Yeah. Icarus kind of gave up, right? But Lucy, she's just compiling it all, you know? Every single attempt, every person she meets, she's just adding more to her knowledge. I'm sure, like, this is definitely going to end in them making some sort of wingsuit, right? It has to. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Alright then. Chapter 6. Inherited Wings. Floridian branch of Space Center, 1969.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Space Center, we really wanted to thank you for your service these past years, Madame Lucy.
Please?
I brought you a few brochures for you to look over with some great vacation spots, sunny beaches, high-class resorts. You'll have a lot of things to do. She accepts the offered papers gracefully, but there's no real joy in it for her. A holiday resort is no different to her from a quiet office with an adequate power supply.
Of course.
Oh, and I included the schedule for the moon landing broadcast. Didn't want you to miss it. Would you ring the Bayshore High School for me? I need to talk to Miss Joanna. I am sure she will be in her office now. Oh, okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Joanna,
Hello, Miss Joanna. I'm letting you know I will arrive later today, before... She looks up at the clock. Shortly before dusk. Yes. See you later. Okay, I'll wait for you here. Lucy hangs up without another word, never one for formalities. I will need a ride to Bayshore. Sure. I'll arrange for a car to pick you up outside the center. How long will it take to get there?
I think that...
Less than an hour if the traffic isn't too bad.
Please?
And that shouldn't be a worry. The military has arranged a cordon all around the center.
I am pleased.
Good. I'm glad to see the Space Center remains as efficient as ever. We are prepared for everything with more than adequate redundancies. I'm looking forward to witnessing this historic moment. So are we done with flight? Have we given up on flight? I'll also need my luggage and equipment brought to the car before I leave, if that will not be too much trouble. Bayshore Middle School, 1969. Adolescents, even of the older variety, have always confused Lucy. The patterns of their behavior unpredictable and frequently irrational. As she arrives, she is instantly reminded of that discomfort. The students begin flocking to her.
Whoa, a robot!
Hey, Jack, Annie, come check it out. A real live robot.
Please, allow me through.
Please. The mechanical woman is surrounded by students, forming an impenetrable wall of questions. Give her some space. Is that how any of you would treat a guest?
Joanna,
Oh, Joanna, you look healthy. Have you improved your diet and exercise regime? Is that robot for good to see you? Well, I'm glad you haven't changed too much from hanging around with all those brainiacs without me.
precisely.
A healthy body and a clear mind will improve performance in humans, and even I need regular maintenance. Without it, I might experience unnecessary component failures, or... Sorry, I meant to say, it is good to see you too. Alright then. As for all of you, I'm sure you're eager to hit the beach. Grab your things and get going. I need a moment to speak to our guest. Off you go. in his office. These are their trophies. I know it's not as glamorous as working for the Space Center, but teaching has rewards of its own. Trophies are not inconsiderable, and by the reaction of her students, she has most certainly achieved her own kind of success.
Happy to see you.
I'm glad to see that you have found something meaningful to do after you left. I'm happy to see you finally taking a break. I was beginning to think you'd be working until your wiring melted. As long as my power supply is stable, there should be no risk of damage to my wiring. As if matching her statement, the lights begin to flicker in the building. Probably just a generator. Don't worry your pretty metal head over it.
No.
No,
you should.
relax.
Lucy, we've all gotten used to it. 69. That space center of yours is a bit of a power suck, but a few flickering bulbs aren't a bad price to pay for the moon. It shouldn't affect the broadcast, but we'll have to hope the system can hold up until then. But that's why we always have Plan B, right?
I concur.
Agreed. People underestimate their value, but in an emergency, redundancies always prove their worth. But best not to leave it to chance. Found it. Remember this? He unfolded a tattered old draft, a gift for Joanna to celebrate her retirement. One of the few human rituals she has come to value. I am happy that our modern advances in aviation have, at last, made this project viable. But with my other work, I have not had any time to work on it. I'm glad you have been able to make use of it. Well, I had the time you didn't. But you're the one that's really driven this project forward. Planning your experiments and record-keeping are far from significant contributions. And it has been a long time since I have done even that.
What is your current progress?
Not as far as your rocket, for certain, but we're making real progress.
Do not worry.
Invention takes time. I cannot fault you for lacking the same resources I have access to at the Space Center. No shit. It is remarkable just how much progress we have made even in the last decade. And it has been an international effort, even despite our differences. It is remarkable how much we have learned from the Soviet space program. The competition starts as soon as someone takes the lead. The Baikonur Cosmodrome sent the first satellite above the stratosphere, and we sent the second one. Then they launched a manned rocket into space. We had to catch up with them, so we made our own. Arms race. Now they're aiming at the moon, Mars, and maybe the galaxy is next. But we're not going to be left watching their exhaust this time. Now we're going to take the lead. A prideful smile stretches over her face.
I appreciate your competitiveness.
It makes us work faster, think smarter, run farther. Once we
Joanna,
leave those first footsteps there in the dust of another world, there is no telling how far humanity will run. There will be new footprints, new detectors, new astronauts, new bases, and then settlers. The Space Center has made plans for all of it. Her friend has turned back to the trophy case. Jack and Peter are always competing with each other. They push themselves so hard, and each time they fly a little higher and a little longer than the last time. I think near half of these are Jack's, and most of the rest are Peter's. I doubt they'd have gotten this far if the other wasn't there to push them another step. Their awards tell the story as well as she could. Small incremental gains, iteration over iteration, but each victory was a badge of honor. So you have them working on the project too? I brought them on board as soon as they showed interest. Their work is largely based on your designs.
All thanks to you.
That prototype you sent us served as an excellent model.
Very well.
Is that so? It had been shelved for a long time. Every once in a while I would take it out again whenever I found a new technology or material that could be incorporated into the design. It has been the work of the decades, centuries almost. I'm very glad to hear you have made progress on it.
Lucy.
Only because you never gave up on it. Project should not be idly abandoned, not until all avenues of success have been exhausted. And that is a rare case. In fact, perhaps I am optimistic, but I think that such a case almost never happens. The only real challenge is in what projects deserve our time and resources. There is no way to juggle everything. Sometimes other work must take precedent. That's why we share these ideas. What was it you always said? Like an ember passed from hand to hand. Come on, Lucy. Let me show you what we've done with that ember. It was an uplifting invitation. After 2 years, we're finally seeing the sparks take flame. Though it isn't much now, just something for them to play around with.
Are you sure?
You mean, you have actually made something of my designs? How did you overcome the issues with fuel capacity? Were you able to find a rigid material capable of withstanding the drag force, one that is still flexible enough to allow the pilot to pivot in the air? How long had she kept that ember? How many before them had thrown it away? But now it seemed that it is burning once more. Ha 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 ha. Oh, Lucy, I'm sure you have a million questions, but let's just go see our pilots in action. Okay. So the fledglings. Oh, up here on. A beach, bayshore town. Birds swoop out over the water, flying east over the crashing waves. You know, the papers love writing crazy headlines about Florida. Yes, they do. Like, ghost ship returns from the Atlantic, lost warplane guided home by little green men, winged man lands on Tampa Beach, yeah. I've heard them before. Our colleagues sometimes share their favorites over lunch. They would laugh so hard, they spill their coffee. It was always a mess afterward. They say it's the Devil's Triangle, 3 points between our coast, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda.
I never considered them credible.
And the waters in this so-called triangle are no more treacherous or magical than any other. People should be careful about separating truth from superstition. I do not doubt that you are more than capable of that. Of course I can, but I mean that last story, I guess I want it to be true. What if it is? I see. So you believe that a winged human appeared from the Atlantic and landed here, which is a good tiando, don't worry. Well, it's just that after you gave me that draft from Uncle Victor... Oh. But she is part of the bloodline. At first I thought we'd never get any further than he did, but when I saw that, I thought maybe we can do it. Maybe it was fate. Fate. Fate has no direction, in her view. Ascribing purpose or intention to a chain of events was just a flaw in human reasoning.
I never considered that. Victor,
I had insufficient time to work on it. So I gave it to you. That is all. I missed him. Where your uncle failed, I had hoped you might succeed. There was no notion of destiny. I simply made a practical decision. And this winged man story is just sensationalist journalism. Was a coincidence. Say what you will. You may not believe in fate, but plenty of others, humans or arcanists alike, do. Anyway, fate or not, you should see how far we've come.
I think you'll see that I'm the winner.
That makes it 1 minute and 8 seconds. I win.
How dare you!
Give me a break. That was 1 minute and 1 second. You were still on the ground when you started counting. Yeah, because we agreed to start counting as soon as the engine starts.
no.
That would be unwise. It is more useful to count only after you have achieved liftoff. Otherwise, your records may not accurately show your progress, sending you down the wrong path. The voice turned to the source of the stern, yet encouraging voice. Wait, it's that robot from before. Cool. Cool. Hey everyone, Miss Joanna brought the robot here. You mean that your flight duration now exceeds a minute without aid from arcane skills? Simply astounding. You should be saying thanks. It was Miss Lucy who gave us the original prototype for our wings. Of course. Thanks, Miss. Yeah, thanks, Miss Robot. You've correctly guessed our biggest obstacle. Fuel. We tried enlarging the tank, but the heavier the weight and fuel and material, the less efficient it became. We just can't find a solution that allows for prolonged independent flight. But we're still confident, aren't we, gentlemen? It's far from perfect now, but that's fine. As you said, it's only a matter of time, and these kids have plenty of that. Think how far they'll progress by the time they reach my age. The world could be completely different, even from our wildest dreams. The march of progress has been undeniable, even contained in just the last century. From whale oil lamps and coal to gasoline and atomic energy. It is hard to imagine what will come next. The television is a great example. It has only been around for 44 years. When it first released, it seemed as though it would never dethrone the cinema. Now it is a staple of modern life. People can hardly spend a day without their favorite shows. Are you talking about TV shows? Hey miss, do you know Captain James T. Kirk and Spock? Oh, it's... okay. Why did you ask her? It's a TV show, not real life, doofus. She's a robot, not an actress. Yeah, I know she's a robot, that's why I figured she'd have to know about the best sci-fi show of all time. Let's stop pestering Miss Lucy about her favorite shows, alright boys? Unless you'd like to spend tomorrow cleaning out the school swimming pool. Sound like fun to you? It's a half-joking threat, but enough to bring the boys in line. That would be quite a shame. You would very likely miss the broadcast. I am very proud to say it is LSCC technology that was pivotal in constructing the signal-boosting device.
First,
But for now, let me see the problem that you've been dealing with. A mechanical woman walks towards a metal construct lying in the sand. Daniel and Andy and the others helped us move it out here. Yeah, we promised them everyone would get a try after we've ironed out the kinks. We've hit a hard limit now. I've tried everything I could think of to help them.
Very well.
1 minute is already a remarkable achievement. Is this why you invited me here? Well, that, and I miss working with you, Lucy. The switch was worth it, believe me. Still, I do miss parts of my career, and my colleagues. So, think you can lend us a hand? I will attempt to do so. Is it still powered by liquid fuel? Until recently it was. We've actually been getting it straight from the Space Center. So it was about as high grade as you can get. But we've been toying with something else now. Cut the weight down, we switched to wired electricity. As opposed to... Lucy scans over the beach, finding a long black cord connected from the machine back towards a nearby generator. A wire that completely restricts your flight range. The length of the cord will determine your maximum radius.
You have made a kite.
You have created an electric kite. At least we replaced the thread with a wire. But you're right, it's nothing more than a kind of powered kite. They even call it that sometimes, but what else can we do? Batteries, boy. This was the only solution that gave us any kind of stable flight. Once unplugged, the battery can only sustain the engine for less than a minute. I see. So it is not a matter of fuel, but rather of capacity.
A simple adjustment will resolve this issue.
She produces a silvery metallic block from her coat, an emergency power source made from the miraculous fusion of arcanum and material science. Your design has a T2 general slot. This battery may work as a substitute. Let me try. She skillfully replaces the battery, then unplugs the wings. Try it again. So what is it? A new battery? Is that going to be enough?
This is sufficient.
I'm confident it will dramatically improve your flight time. However, I suggest you do not fly too high or too far away from the beach, at least until we know the precise power draw. Joanna and the students crowd around the wings to see the new component. I didn't know the Space Center had been working on battery technology. Actually, this is a product I developed with the LSCC in 1965.
It needs
An
some
Arcanist
additional help
colleague
from an
there helped me
arcane skill.
complete this project. The Arcanum imbued in it should allow it to ignore the usual physical limits of its material. Arcanum. I can only imagine what could be done with technology like that. Has it been released?
Right.
We've begun mass production. We are only waiting for official permission to make it publicly available. By harnessing Arcanum, we were able to achieve a similar energy density to rocket fuel, but without the need for cumbersome tanks and piping. Petroleum was a marvel of science that laid the foundation for modern civilization. That being the case, I believe that if arcane skills could be studied comprehensively and replicated, they might be capable of supplanting fossil fuel entirely. I always thought you refused to use arcane skills to enhance technology. I opposed the use of arcane skill only because it was unstable and not replicable at scale. However, if it can be incorporated into technology in a controllable and generalized way, it can work. The gap between arcane skills and human technology is really not so different, no more than that between a human brain and a computer. One is created through genetic coding, while the other is created by digital coding. They are essentially the same. If it were anyone else saying that, I'd have called them a nut job.
Really?
Why? Why? Fact remains a fact, regardless of who says it. And a mechanical device has the same function, no matter its user. That much is true, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. We still need to see the results of our test flight. In a short time, the first brave pilot takes off on his aluminum wings. The students cheer as his stopwatch counts up to 60 seconds and then beyond. Seems like a remarkable success. This will be the end of an era. No more competition, just fun. I think we can call our project completed. Well, only thanks to you. You want me to report this achievement to the Space Center, or maybe the LSCC? Not quite yet. There's still room for improvement. How long do you think that battery can last now? We will need to do further testing to determine that, however, I suspect it is an improvement by orders of magnitude. Then maybe I should call him down, just to be safe. Jack, get down here. Danny, Peter, please clear the beach off for landing. Reluctantly, the young man returns from the sky, making a steady landing on the sand.
Good.
10 minutes and 48 seconds. That makes for quite a new record. I'm certain they'll have beat that handily before you know it. I feel like there'd be. I felt like there'd be like maybe a bit more fanfare when they finally figured it. Roaming through 1969. It's a door.
Joanna.
Joanna. It's open. Come in. The mechanical woman enters her friend's house. Joanna's home, 1969. Did you move the TV upstairs? She stands in a tidy living room, but there's no sign of her host. Yeah, the antenna stuck. Michael couldn't fix it, so we brought it up here where it could catch the signal.
Lucy.
Come on up, Lucy. I'm trying to get this darn thing working. It won't take long, I promise. Are you in need of help? It's okay, I'm almost done. It's just this screw. It won't get in there. Oh, don't make me get rough with you, you naughty Garoto. Oh man, it's Eric's room. The mechanical woman sits down and looks at the clock. It is 4:11 in the afternoon. She can easily imagine how busy her colleagues are at the Space Center. They should be close to landing on the moon now. Yes, close. I'm close to making it work. Done. The wires spark and burn. It strikes the woman like mocking laughter. It appears to be broken.
A simple adjustment will resolve this issue.
But I don't know what she said, Garoto? I don't know what it is. Let me look it up, actually. Garoto. Oh, it means kid, I think. I don't know what the, I have no idea. I think it means kid. Brazil. Fuck, man. Alrighty then. Let's grab something to eat first, then we'll see what I can do. Or I guess what you can do. Would you like to try some pamonha? It's an old family recipe from Portugal. That's right, she has, Hispanic ancestry. You do not need food to replenish energy, Joanna, but thank you. Oh, I completely forgot. Haha. But it can't hurt to have something to eat, right? You are capable of it after all. She can eat? Jesus. Anyway, it's your call. Why? Biological material has much lower conversion efficiency than pure electricity. Oh, that's interesting. It had been a century since she had changed her primary power source. It had increased her capacity exponentially. Yet it came with an unexpected price. She no longer felt welcome at mealtimes. Humans consider fuel consumption a social activity, and some take offense to her abstaining.
Perhaps.
Perhaps high-nutrient foods will become more popular in the future. That way, less time will be wasted on social consumption rituals. Oh please, food isn't just about the health of your body, it's good for your spirit too. It's one of the great joys of living. She's a robot. Irrelevant. Whatever her spirit is, it is not nourished by biologic matter. Now consider the food we... Why can I not read right now? Jesus. Now, consider the food we prepared for the astronauts. Lightweight, but densely packed with nutrients. I don't know why I kept stumbling on that. Fine, no problem, well, not for you. Now, could you fix this machine? I don't want to miss the broadcast. Yes, it is possible. However, I must warn you, there is a small chance of failure. I predict between 2 to 5%. Well, I already called the repairman, but if you don't mind trying your luck, maybe you can give it a whirl first. The mechanical woman reaches for the stubborn screw and steam pours out from her core. The light of arcane skill seems to awaken the machine, and then... In a fit of sputtering smoke, the unlikeliest probability seems to have come to pass. Puffs. What is happening, Lucy? My arcane skill has failed. It's her skill, bro. A finger-sized robot now stands motionless next to a piston where Lucy had been. The piston squeaks up to Joanna from the ground. Oh. It has been 42 months and 18 days since the last time this failure occurred. How unfortunate. Seems like we made a bad gamble. But it isn't so bad. Why, you almost look like a little dolly now. Very, very cute, Miss Lucy. So it shrinks her? But how do you get back to your usual size? It will be over in just a few minutes. Do not be concerned. I never expected to learn something new about you after all these years. I am no more than a metal piston, truly. Everything else is just a mechanical construction, a facade. She looks now just as she did when she was first awakened. Piston. When she took form as part of that very first steam engine. A few seconds pass and Joanna picks up the tiny, immobile robot. I still can't believe this little thing was you. Were you not listening? She's just a piston.
Unreliable.
An accident caused by a rare instability with my arcane skill. I suppose you see now why I am reluctant to use my skills, even when they are important. It's dangerous to bet on it, uncertainty. Thankfully, it's only a TV this time. Not that big a deal, right? Besides, it was only a tiny little accident. You can always try again. Once again, Lucy emits steam from her core, this time successfully reactivating the television with her arcane skill.
Good.
Done. The signal reaches the TV from 300,000 kilometers away. On the black and white screen, a man begins to step out from the capsule, his feet landing on the surface of the moon. The camera captures not only the capsule and the astronaut, but the silence and loneliness of space. It looks so beautiful up there. In many different cultures, some people believe something was living on the moon. In China, they say there's a palace on the moon with a princess and a rat.
No.
There's no breathable atmosphere on the moon. Such a thing would be logically impossible. Well, we're about to see. They're taking the first steps now. She can improve a mechanical device, but has a chance to turn into a small version. So she's just generally a repairman, a really questionable repairman, essentially, repairwoman. It may only be one small step for man, but for mankind, it is a journey of many thousand years. She watches as the astronauts take their first clumsy steps across the moonscape. It was less than 70 years, Joanna, when most people believed humanity would never fly, and now you have taken the first step on another world. 70 years. Joanna is still silent in awe of the moment, but in a short while she points over to a painting on the wall. That painting was from Uncle Victor. It's a painting. Oddly a simple one, but also kind of nice, yeah. I mean, it's convenient, that's for sure. I just, you know, for a murder robot, I was kind of expecting more, you know? Painting has kept her company throughout her life. Bro, Victor was shit at painting. It's depicted on it a winged girl taking off into a harbor, flying past the lighthouse, heading towards the sun. We never actually forgot. They say she's an answer. Oh no, that's the first one. From Portugal. God, she was the first human to truly fly. That's right. There was no question in Lucy's mind of who this mysterious woman had been. It was a remarkable likeness of the scene. God, she's hunting the damn bloodline. Yeah, that first one never really went away, did she? I started this project in 1835 in Lisbon. The men and I made the first prototype of those wings. There was no engine in the first designs. We could only catch the wind.
It needs some additional
It was
help
something of
from
a
an
bitter
arcane
moment.
skill.
I had to use my arcane skill to alter it so that Jimena could reach her ship. I never saw her again. Did not even know if she survived. I mean, clearly she did, right?
Lucy.
I knew she had a partner, somehow. I never realized it was you.
Victor,
Spent a lot of time on other work after that. By the time I heard about your uncle's project, it had been 70 years. But still, we could not solve the problem of power. The technology just was not available to lift the frame for any significant length of time. He gave up. You know, after he left Boston, Uncle Victor went to New York, made it rich with some olive oil business. Well, the man got his bag eventually, I guess.
really?
No, I never knew, but I am happy for him. So he achieved his goals after all, just like Jimena did, in a way. He had always realized the business value of the wings. That's like the only thing he realized, come on. But he came to believe that it was impossible to achieve the design with the technology we had available. Humans have so little time when you look at it. The future is always slipping out of their grasps. It is understandable why they grow frustrated after failing again and again. They do not have the time to wait around for the next miracle. By handing down that ember, though, through you, he helped us get here. Now we realize his dream and Jimena's and her father's before her. Yes, ideas too have a process of slow iteration. In the 19th century, only a few people ever even dreamed that humans would ever fly. In your uncle's time, it had already changed. People knew it was possible, but thought it would only ever be a novelty. Now, no one doubts where we can go. It's always only a matter of time, Joanna. And time moves all, like a river. It cannot be stopped, and no one can control where it will take us. No matter whether you rage against it, take every moment you can or give up halfway.
correct.
All that we need is patience.
We will eventually get there, even though many of us may fall along the way.
Yep.
Lucy,
But you witnessed it all, Lucy. You kept that ember glowing. I just kept you company along the way. That is all I did. And then the storm comes and undoes all of it. Yay. 9 out of 10, been a good dopamine maintenance. Yeah. That was, I mean, just the thought that she just kind of stood with this. Well, not even really stood with them, but she was just kind of alongside this family for the entire ride, essentially. You know, that was kind of neat. Where is this extra chapter we're talking about? Is it here? To the New World, but To the New World is the roguelike, isn't it? Oh no, it's not. Oh shit, okay. It's this, I'm assuming it's this one, right? There's a window to other worlds. This is the roguelike. So we're not doing, we might do a run of it if we have time, but this is the one I want to do. Yes? Yes. Pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good. I don't know where I would rate it though. I still think I like 6s the most out of all of them. Second, I don't even know, man. Probably Isolde's. And then probably Lucy's for third. Lucy's was a very different sort of story, I think. You know, just kind of that single-minded determination. Well, whatever. What's here? Middle Dollar Castle and Alcinado's Limited Garments. Oh, that's all it is? Okay. Reckless. The long journey wears you down. It's only your force of will that has carried you this far. But the Rockin' Pirate is still filled to the brim with energy. He finds a smooth, flat rock that still holds some warmth from the sun, taking a seat before raising her drink in a toast towards the horizon. The last can of Dr. Pepper rests beside her.
That's the stuff.
Nothing
Nothing
beats
beats
a
a Dr.
Pepper.
Pepper after saving the day.
What did you say was number one? Oh, 6. I think 6's story I enjoyed the most out of all of the character side stories, specifically. That's not including anecdotes, because I think Eric's is probably the best for the anecdotes. You talk to the characters from chapter 7. Oh, for in this event, I'm assuming, yes? I'm assuming this is all canon, yes? It's not like this little side thing.
What? Are you worrying about other things? We just took down Arcana and snagged the storm immunity.
Yes, okay.
Why not kick back for a minute, mate?
So this is after,
The best bit about this whole thing is I ended up with 2 ships in one day.
Damn, Regulus.
Let's
2
treat
ships.
ourselves to fizzy drinks and get all puffed up today.
I thought you were celebrating with coffee.
The brown bean juice the math geeks hate so much? You think I'd make a fuss again?
Yes.
Well, coffee would be lovely, but right now Dr. Pepper is my jam. So, maybe next time.
It's a fine respite. As she said, there is nothing stopping you from enjoying the refreshing flavor of the bubbling soft drinks. Oh shit, do these matter? I'm assuming these matter, yeah? Otherwise it wouldn't, like, force me to pick one. What is the great rocket path in this voyage? Do you think we'll ever make it back to our own time? Yeah. Do you think we'll ever make it back to our own time?
Of course! We already have the Equilibrium umbrella saving us from the storm. Just gotta put it into production and distribute it worldwide. Give it 100 years.
Alright.
Bam! It'll be the year 2000 in no time. Alright, maybe
can do
that's
both,
a
okay.
bit too long. But we can find a better way, for sure.
For sure.
And there's no solid proof that the storm only
You only
takes
get
us
to pick
back
one.
to
Oh,
the
I see,
20th
I see.
century.
So it's not like a visual novel sort of thing where your choices matter.
What if, as the Dorky Biter would say, there is such a thing as a white crow?
Which one is the Dorky Biter? Oh,
Maybe the next storm will take us to the future.
37,
A future
right.
where we can sail into space. Oh, I'm gonna be a rockin' space pirate, that's for sure. And we'll pop over to Leo and see if any aliens are up for some rock and roll.
I have to go. Thank you for the Dr. Pepper.
Glad you enjoyed that. If you ever want more Dr. Pepper, I'm here for you.
We have had, like, very little Regulus in the last chapter. Which makes sense because the vibe was not appropriate. Oh, we're on a Huron right now. I didn't realize. It looks very different. I guess it looks like a desert. I mean, obviously we're on the beach right now, but even in Regulus's thing. The genius has decided to leave behind her orderly and familiar realm to dive into the chaotic currents of a new world. Is she still sad? She stands on the beach, lost in her thoughts, the waves gently lapping at her feet. Stand beside her.
Virgin?
You press the character again and select the second one. I see, okay.
What's wrong? I'm calculating the perfect time to set sail.
She got over the whole everyone's reverse thing pretty quickly. What do you plan to do once you leave the island?
This question is unresolved.
Okay.
The outside world is too murky, too distant from the essence. My mind becomes clouded and dull, limiting the power of my arcane skills.
Yeah.
But maybe I can take it on as a new project. Make this murky world clean again.
That could wind up
I
bad.
think it will be a lot of fun. Sophia will love it too. If she comes back.
Okay. Alright then. I should get going.
Mm-hmm. I think we'll meet again soon.
It's a regular set. I don't know why everything turned...
What? Back for more, Dr. Pepper?
Yes, ma'am. Take the last hand. Why wouldn't you celebrate? There's no earthly reason to decline such a kind offer.
To Vertin!
Yeah, to me. This one. This is a great rockin' pirate. Think of this voyage.
Aside from my sinking ship, not too shabby. Plenty of adventures, surprises, and treasures. The only
She on that
problem?
with Sophia Copium. Yes, she
bloody
is. Oh my
island.
god. Yeah, apparently you can go back. I just did. Look at that. And reread
So
them.
many rules! Can't even eat beans without getting a lecture. What's with the Abraxas biting people? What's with people biting people?
I feel like Regulus is glad that everyone's reversed now.
Don't they
He just doesn't
understand
like this
that
place.
rules are made to be broken? No way people this obstinate could ever write good lyrics. Can you imagine? 6 spitting rhymes. I'm dead. But let's be honest, that last mill was absolutely smashing. They went out with a bang, didn't they? Striding into the storm to prove their beliefs? How cool was that?
My god, she actually thought it was cool.
I was half tempted to join them, but I reined it in. Not today. This rockin' pirate will never suffer the same fate of those number crunchers.
She's she's a little too
My
flippant.
grand
Damn.
finale will be the one that rocks the world, mate.
Like, I'm not dying like those nerds, damn.
Glad you enjoyed that. If you ever want more Dr. Pepper, I'm here for you.
I think she might be a little bit of a psychopath. Damn. Alright, where is Celia over there? There's 37, somewhere on the beach.
You're
Yep.
early for our reunion. Is your watch telling the wrong time again?
Let's see. Pretty good that one. I know a person who only speaks in numbers. That's tighter.
Really? I've had that idea before and brought it up with the Orator
No,
congregation.
don't do it.
Because the language of the phenomenal world was not precise enough. It often led to misunderstandings. But when they tried it, most did not last a day. I'm surprised there's another great mind like mine in the phenomenal world. They must have a special number.
Oh man. I should get caught. What? It won't let me do the other one.
I think we'll meet again soon.
Unless that was the only... Actually, I think that was the only choice. For her. Okay. Miss Lilia. That 768 nautical mile flight was barely a warm-up for the pilot and her trusty broom. 768 miles. Perched at the highest point on the island, she takes a moment to fully savor her most recent flight. She made a round trip, goddamn. She takes a deep swig from her canteen before shaking her head.
Hey, Vertin! Come drink with me. Only kids like Regulus drink soda. You should get used to vodka.
This is a terrible, terrible role model.
I'm underage too.
Sheesh. You were never the model student, but now you sound like one. If you're not into drinking holy water, at least chat with me, or the joy of drinking will be lost.
Why did you decide to become a pilot?
Now that's a topic to get the sips flowing. Who isn't up for a little reminiscing while drinking?
Well, you see, it started in Ryashi.
I became a pilot because I love flying, obviously.
Oh, it skips the part without options, I see.
Ah, the wind rushing past you, the thrill of acceleration, the weightlessness and adrenaline while chasing the enemy. The best part is the screaming when you slice apart their plane. Call me disloyal if you want. But to me, Xeno was just a place to get a pilot's license. Ever since I got my papers and an aircraft, I had been looking for a place to fly freely.
I mean, she does have some loyalty. We saw that in the Xeno.
In Xeno, I needed a mission to fly. At the Foundation, my role would have been reduced to a mere instructor. So I looked for a place with endless problems, where I could have unlimited fun in the air. Can you guess where I ended up? Your suitcase.
Thanks.
Пока! Maybe you can join me for another ride sometime.
What did she call
Not
us?
like the last time when you were sick, but in an actual air fight.
I think Lily just wants to kill us, man. Damn. Sotheby. Sotheby. Ms. Sotheby.
Ready to catch the wind? Or did you forget something here?
Have you heard anything from Xeno?
Xeno? It's a party over there.
Oh yeah, they
They've
just
been
nuked
wanting
Arcana.
to erase Arcana from existence since 1999.
They took it a little literally, didn't they?
And they finally
They
did.
actually just nuked
The
it.
bomb flattened the entire military base, leaving nothing behind. The authorities have officially confirmed her death.
Damn.
Now everyone in Xena is celebrating the victory. There was a commendation ceremony. Even the dogs were honored with medals. But accolades mean nothing to me, so here I am, talking to you.
We should get going.
Пока! Maybe you can join, not like the last time.
Alright, next, Sotheby. The little lady is trudging along the beach, dragging a suitcase stuffed to the brim behind her. She rarely travels with much luggage, usually preferring to tuck everything into her dress. You can't help but wonder what she could have brought along that would be worth all this trouble.
Is there a gentleman who can help me?
I do believe that's me.
It's Burton! Hooray! Could you act the part of a gentleman and help me carry this suitcase?
What's in it?
What's in it?
The moving pictures of Typhon I chose for my new island friends, including Typhon and the Auto Island,
Oh,
Typhon and the Pegasus, Typhon and the battle against Jupiter. All are perfect gifts for new friends. I know what you're worrying about, but don't worry.
don't worry.
Miss Moisson approved my request, so I asked the Foundation to make copies for everyone. Even though she said something like, no copyright issues in this time and year. Is copying not right in this era? Typhon never cared about such details when sharing with friends.
You notice strips of black plastic peeking out from her suitcase. They appear to be films.
Could you carry the suitcase for me? Bless your heart.
Of course. Leave it to me.
It's better not to expose the films to open light. You take the case in your only free hand.
Thanks again, Vertin. Say, do you happen to know of any dark and empty rooms?
Oh,
We
don't
can
take her to the
enjoy
cave.
Typhon's moving pictures on a wall there with our new friends.
Don't take her to the cave. How have things been at the Oh, I want to do this one. So there's been another storm.
Yes, another storm we braved together. Even though there was a tense atmosphere before the storm, everyone was on edge. Their discussions were too hard to understand. I couldn't keep up. But good thing I was the best potion alchemist around. I whipped up helpful potions without even knowing what they were saying. I'll tell you a secret formula, Vertin. Add 3 grams of gold powder to coffee, and it becomes a refreshing potion.
Oh.
It works
Bro.
the best when you add it in front of their faces. Coffee and gold are an addictive combination, so don't get carried away. Remember, don't drink more than 3 grams of gold a day, and politely say no to anyone who asks for a lot of gold.
My god. This child.
I knew it, Vertin. You must really enjoy lugging suitcases around.
Bro. Give me that gold. Alright, what was the other option?
Greetings, Vertin. How may I...
How are the things in the Foundation?
Thank you for asking, Vertin. Everyone at the Foundation may look tough, but they're all really friendly. You see, they only ask for 500,000 Sharpodontes as the compensation for turning the Foundation building into a treehouse. 500,000. Can you believe it? That's not even worth a dragon's heart. I have a feeling the so-called compensation was just a gesture to alleviate my guilt. They were too considerate to embarrass a lady. How chivalrous they were. Besides, I also got acquainted with the great Miss Buanish. She is a lovely lady who has been guiding me through the Foundation. I would have loved to hold a ball to show my appreciation, but Mr. Carson told me that if a lady always responds with, "I need to think about it," then her answer is no. Perhaps she's not into balls. Have you known Ms. Buanish for long, Vertin? Could you possibly share her interest with me?
You can leave the case to me. I'll look for a room where we can play them.
I knew...
Sotheby is very, very positive. Like, overwhelmingly optimistic. Oh, I could have used these materials way before, damn. The druid is taking a stroll through the war-torn woods. She rests her hand on the scarred trunk of an olive tree, intently listening to its quiet whispers in the wind.
A beautiful morning to you, Verdon. As you described, this is a forest worth looking forward to. Branches of the trees are arranged in a perfect pattern, showing a sense of harmony and unity. I can see the gentle and caring nature of the guardian of the forest.
That is high praise.
Indeed. All branches follow the same pattern and grow in the same way. The edges of squares give rise to triangles, and the edges of triangles give rise to squares.
So she's becoming one of the
I
apparent
may not be
people.
familiar with this trimming style, but I can hear the trees humming with joy.
That pattern is called the Pythagoras tree.
I have heard of this Pythagoras. He was a mathematician. Little did I know that his theorem could be expressed on trees. My respects to the sagacity of the ancients.
Something about Druvis's voice has always kind of seemed odd to me. I don't know what it is. Maybe her diction or her word choice. I'm not sure. How have you been keeping?
I'm grateful for your concern, Burden.
Burden?
I am well. The Foundation did not make it hard for me to repair the square.
You know what it is.
Instead, they collected data on the potential damage that the proliferating plants could cause to the Foundation's infrastructure. They also thoroughly examined the growth potions made by Miss Sotheby. So it seems our next protest will need a new strategy. It won't be as easy.
She sounds off sometimes. I think, is her voice actress foreign? Like, does she have an accent normally? Because I feel like what I'm hearing is she's trying to suppress her accent when she's playing Provis in order to sound more American, I guess. I think that's what I'm hearing. I don't know. I think that might be it. Because sometimes it peeks through, it seems. I should get going.
I would love to talk to the trees again. They are delightful. Farewell for now. We meet again, Verdun. Are you here to talk to the trees too?
Arcana has finally been defeated. Your old boss.
Arcana. I am not certain she can be defeated.
Yeah, no shit,
to
man.
defeat
There's
an
no way
enemy
she's
like
dead.
her, one
Hell,
must first
no way.
understand her intentions. Manus Vindicte's purpose is clear, but Arcana's is a mystery. She didn't care about anything based on the time I spent with her. In accordance with the laws of nature, fruits fall, seeds take root, and trees bear new produce. The tree can be pruned, its fruit thinned, and even cut down to change its appearance. Yet the inherent law of nature cannot be altered. To me, Arcana is like an unchangeable law, one without any purpose. It cannot be overcome, just as it cannot be changed.
I feel like Arcana is an awakened or something. I have a very strong feeling about that.
I would love to talk to the trees again.
Next. Oh shit, Lucy's here. Hi, Lucy. The lady sits in front of the IDM, her expression emotionless. She places a hand on her face, her fingers carefully running over her cheeks as if they were unfamiliar. For a brief moment, you can't quite place who she is. You recognize the metal torso and limbs, but her face seems unfamiliar.
Nice to meet you, Timekeeper. I have intended to visit you, but training interfered. Forgive me for meeting you like this instead.
Oh, her little,
Training?
piston is on her wrist now.
Yes, training. I was instructed to leave Laplace and go on a vacation. Just as I was wondering where and how I was going to accomplish this task, Madame Z recommended your suitcase. So I prepared this spare body for easier communication with the members in your suitcase. Considering the presence of underage individuals, I opted for a softer material. Hopefully, they will be comfortable with the temperature of my metal. As
That
for my training,
seems-
it is to master the art of resting. I would like to inquire, how does one define the concept of resting?
Resting is when you stop working for a while.
Apologies for the interruption, Timekeeper. This is a paradox. My work has ordered me to rest. If I were to stop working, then I would have to stop resting too. Please provide an alternative suggestion.
I'll catch up with you later, we can discuss it then. Oh, so we should.
See you soon, Timekeeper. Remember, we still
I'm
need to
giving her the
complete
runaround.
the resting plan.
Oh. Who's this? Name day? I think it's name day, but we'll finish with Lucy first.
Any more advice on resting, Timekeeper?
Yeah, resting is when you focus on keeping yourself in good shape.
I am glad that you and I have come to the same conclusion.
We will learn something about Manus Vindicte and Roguelike, okay? Yeah, I figure Roguelike probably had some significant lore bits, because the last one did as well, just not like huge, right? Conclusion?
Based on my observations, resting is what one does to recharge their physical and mental systems. Through the combination of a balanced diet, suitable exercise, and sufficient sleep. But these measures do not work for the awakened. I require no sleep. My sustenance is electricity, and exercise quickens my deterioration.
Yeah.
I suppose the closest definition of resting is the continuous charging of electricity. But from your perspective, can this not be categorized as the sin of gluttony?
Yeah, maybe we don't want to discuss this right now. Alright, I think this is name day. The IDM has completed its mission, but its screen is still lit. Someone is still on the line.
It's a seven
Oh, it's
letter
Enigma, shit.
word. The
Right.
second letter is A and the third letter I. Failing, failure, jailing, painful. No, not these. Open your mind.
What about Rainbow?
Good one. Then the 6 is O, the start of opportunity.
It would be
Wait,
Rainbow, wouldn't
Who's
it?
talking? There is no one around me.
It's the
Is the
booze.
IGM talking? Are you an awakened one?
This is Vertin speaking.
The timekeeper? I was so relaxed I forgot to check the microphone. Most of the staff is preparing funerals for the deceased. If you have anything to say, I'll pass it on.
I don't think we knew anyone who died. At least Vertin didn't know anyone who died directly, right? That crossword puzzle was pretty pessimistic.
I was just going through words in alphabetical order. It had nothing to do with pessimism or my personal feelings. If you really want to call me that, then I'll say it takes one to know one. Pessimists have a knack for spotting their own kind.
I was beefing with a 16-year-old. What the fuck, man? Come on.
So were you just here for small talk? I was told it would help with my resocialization. Thanks.
This guy. This fucking guy. What's the other one? Oh, it's Mesmer. Hi, Mesmer.
I am no arcane, so if you have something to say...
How's Laplace been?
She dumped a mess on Ulrich and I. The research team will become its own department and focus on studying the equilibrium umbrella. And Ulrich and I are going to head it. Once he's done with his hunger strike, we'll have to decide who's going to be in charge of all the boring stuff Madame Lucy couldn't be bothered to deal with. Stuff like politics, getting along with people, and working with other organizations.
You really put this
I must
man
say
in
that
charge.
Laplace is being overly technocentric here. They couldn't find anyone else to head the department, except for this unsociable researcher, and this awakened thing that can't even show emotions like a normal person. The social scene at Laplace is going to be a disaster.
I'll leave you to your puzzle. Yeah, Laplace,
So were you just here for small talk? I was
in
told
trouble,
it would
man.
help with my resocialization.
Miss Mesmer. The Dream Builder stands perfectly still by the sea, unaware of her surroundings. A stack of gilded white umbrellas lies piled at her feet. She keeps her weary eyes shut, her body swaying gently in the sea breeze. Shake her awake. Wake up!
Stop it. Bring me more straps. I need to hold him down.
Oh. She gestures with her hands, still in her dreams as if she's stifling a scream. Her actions throw off her balance and wake her up. She opens her eyes.
Vertin? Thought I would get some rest. It's been a while since we saw each other outside the Foundation, hasn't it? I should probably thank you for the extra work you're causing me. Finally, I have a chance to escape the daily grind and enjoy some fresh air. Even though some of the Foundation staff are starting to see me as your go-between. Whatever. It's nice to get away from the screaming patients once in a while. Here, the equilibrium umbrellas you requested.
Good deal, man. Have you ever considered a different job?
To do what? Be your errand girl? Sadly, the number of people losing their minds only increased over the years. I'll never be able to leave this job. You should continue your efforts, Verton. Find ways to minimize the impact of the storm on people, as you did with the equilibrium umbrella. That'll save me a lot of trouble.
Thank you for bringing the umbrellas.
It's no big deal. Just part of the job.
Damn, she doesn't even get a break into the side story. That's
Please
so
verify the
pathetic.
delivery and confirm receipt of the items you requested. The faster you count, the sooner I can take a break.
Wait, hang on. She can't dream. She cannot dream. That's in her story. She can't dream. Her heavy eyelids slide closed again as she drifts into another dream. Yeah. That's like story 1 for her bio, is that she can't dream anymore. So I don't know what that was about. Where'd she go? Uh-oh, it's the French.
Done with accounting? There's...
How have the Laplace researchers been doing since the curse?
They are managing, but unfortunately, some were beyond saving when they recited the incantation.
Yeah, turning to dust
The
usually does that
survivors
too.
were impacted in 2 different ways. Some looked fine on the outside, but their minds were definitely unstable. Of those people, some were just tired and having a bad day. I put them to sleep. That was easy. There were also people who were severely deformed by the curse. They had changed so much that they were unrecognizable. These patients quickly adapted to their new appearance and began to enjoy scaring their colleagues. Sometimes their pranks would go too far, and the traumatized victims would end up coming to me. The sane arcanists are now more troublesome than the insane. It just goes to show how unpredictable arcanists can be.
So there is more than one Mesmer. Why do they not send someone else?
It's no big... Now, the faster you count, the
Her heavy eyes. Okay. Next is Matilda Bonish. What the fuck was that? The voice's owner has found you before you could even look for her. Like a trained athlete, the divination genius charges towards you, her orbiculum secured under her arm.
Aha! Finally caught you! Think you can hide from me? Did you really think you could sneak off to the twist ball without the knowledge of the monitor assistant Matilda?
Twist ball?
You can't fool me.
The ones made of earth and
have given away the details of your plan.
They just kind
You
of
should
screw
feel
around
lucky
now, I
that I'm
guess.
soft-hearted and generous with other people's mistakes. Now, if you invite me to this ball, I will forget about what happened.
There is no twist ball, Matilda.
Do you really expect me to believe that?
She sees the genuine look on your face and her confidence starts to waver.
Do you mean that? Was Miss Sotheby pulling a prank on me?
Oh no, Matilda did it
Perhaps
to
she
herself.
forgot that she was supposed to hold the ball.
So no one was left out. Elle ne va pas se lancer dans une danse du twist fou. You'd better be telling the truth. I hope you will come up with a more tasteful event next time. And be sure to invite me. As the monitor assistant, I am obligated to be there and supervise.
Goofy ass face, look at that. So smug. You're welcome to join us.
Join you? You mean leaving here with you? Also with her? You can't trick me into breaking the rules. I will become a Foundation investigator all on my own. And I will outdo you and Sonetto in this position. By then, you will be hoping to join me, not the reverse.
Said it. Would you mind excusing me? I'll catch up with you soon.
Which is? Not another ball without me, I should hope. You're cleverer than this 13. You know you can't fool me. I will be watching.
I do enjoy Matilda's, like, interactions.
What is it?
There could be a party if you'd like.
I never said I wanted a party. Unlike you, I've been keeping myself occupied as the monitor assistant.
Assistant.
And I already have plans for my next holiday, and I will be visiting my mother in the one after that. If you want me at your party, make sure it is scheduled after my family time.
Would you mind excusing me? I'll catch up with you soon. Oh, that was quick.
Which is?
Oh, Z. Hi, Z. Your direct supervisor chooses the perfect place to meet. It's not too eye-catching, nor is it so quiet that you can't find her easily. He's holding a medal in one hand and an award announcement speech in the other. Her thermos cup is left aside.
Congratulations, Verton. The Foundation is pleased.
I feel like we haven't seen this woman in a long time.
I am here to award you on behalf of the Foundation.
She puts a medal and speech in a folder and hands them to you.
I know you're not a fan of these ceremonies, so here's your medal and a brief statement on your achievements.
Are people still so celebrating at the Foundation?
You could say that.
You could say that.
But some wasted no time in securing their next step. They're already seeking partnership with Laplace on the development of the Equilibrium Umbrella. The umbrella will allow the Foundation to move freely during the storm. The committee should announce a new bill on field investigation soon. The balance within the Foundation will shift once more. Politicians will be busy. Speaking of balance, we should be equipping frontline investigators with Equilibrium umbrellas as a top priority.
They're a new mission.
No need to rush, Verton. Take your time and rest. Enjoy the company of your friends before you set out again. Don't worry about the reports. I'll handle them. You've been busy ever since becoming the timekeeper, and you deserve a break.
An apple.
Is there anything else, Verton?
I can't express how much I appreciate your help, man.
That was
See?
nothing compared to what you and your friends have done. Even though we now have the Equilibrium umbrella to shield us from the storm, we still have ways to go before we can truly understand it. We will get there, Verton. Slowly but surely.
Is there a new mission?
No need to rush.
Gotta go.
Enjoy the company of
have
your
a good
friends
have a
before
good
you
one.
set
Thanks
out
for coming
again.
in.
Don't worry about the reports. I'll handle them. You've been...
Okay, what are we at? 10? There's 4 more of these. Let's see who else was in here. There was Apple, and then his old Cacania Marcus. The red fruit is enjoying itself peacefully in the wine cellar. Its rosy hue looks incredibly vibrant today, perhaps due to the wine.
Good morning.
Oh boy.
Or evening, my lady. Just as expected. The wine on this island is exquisite.
Damn, Buten's not been gone for like a day and he's already breaking into a stash.
This apple, pledges to personally take on the task of documenting these wines and preserving their names for posterity. They will be called Cuvée Aperon, in honor of this respectable school of thought.
The school of Peron has been divided.
It pains this apple to the core that such a talented group of scholars parted ways over philosophical differences, Miss Verton. Disagreements are not always bad. Sometimes the spark of progress comes from the friction of ideas. The flaws in the foundation of calculus weren't discovered by a mathematician, but by a theologian heavily involved in the study of religion. And for that, we should be grateful to him for bringing it to light. His insights revealed weaknesses in the concept of infinitesimals, prompting a need for improvement. Thanks to his criticisms, mathematics was spared from becoming a palace of errors and lies.
Like he's becoming more sober as he
This
speaks.
apple believes that the current differences in the school of Aperon will eventually lead to a greater unity.
I keep forgetting how much Apple likes drinking. Yeah, the man gets drunk. I don't know if we've seen him drunk before, but this is this is definitely something.
We should
It's in his
toast
story as well.
to differences.
Or his character bio stories. I should probably be off.
Bon voyage, Miss Verton.
Bon voyage. We get to see the Vienna people. Oh, it's X. So I'm guessing the Vienna people aren't here then, huh?
Would you like to
He
learn
gets
more
drunk at every
about this
opportunity.
wine?
Yeah. I don't think... Have we seen him drinking before? I feel like every time we see him, he's like the level-headed. Right? Regulus might disagree with the name.
That should not be a problem. She is still too young to drink. And this apple knows that deep down, she isn't as annoyed by the people and this island as she seems.
Oh,
In
Limbo
fact,
story, yeah.
She is a natural at adapting. After all, she settled
I
into
still
the
don't know what the
Foundations with ease.
and status of Limbo is, because I assume it's all
The apple
dreams,
is
right?
immensely grateful that the captain is always by your side, and there is no need
Oh
to
shit,
worry.
Limbo reset today. Or yesterday,
It should
rather.
also be beneficial for her to see more of the timeline. But please watch over her, Miss Verton. Her rock star spirit may lead her to an early demise.
I mean, it's almost gone her there already.
Like other rock stars, the captain's carefree and daring nature constantly puts her in danger, making every minute potentially her last.
Damn.
This is what this apple has observed in the rock community over the years.
It'd probably be Apple's
Bon voyage, Miss Verton.
maybe not too confident in Regulus's survival skills. Hello, X. I'm guessing Medpoc and one other person, Ezra. Laplace's or Ulrich maybe. Laplace's unpredictable inventor is busy building another mysterious device on the island. It appears to resemble a catapult.
Hey Verton, what a lucky surprise. I'm setting up a new Goldberg machine. This place is going to be a hub. When a seagull glides over the ocean and builds a nest on one end of this lever, a stone will be flung from the other end, which will fly all the way to... Well, the fun will be spoiled if I tell you now. See for yourself when I'm done. Why don't we talk about something else? Like Laplace? You might want to hear what a mess it is over there.
No, to say him, he was also drunk. Oh, right. Was he drunk? I thought that was just the, I thought that was the stadium making everyone kind of fucked up. Has Laplace decided who will be Lucy's successor?
They have no idea who can take her place. She was much loved, as one could tell from that epic farewell. Nobody has the courage to sit on her recharger throne, as you never know when you'll get burned. And it will take some time to transform the office back into a space for living beings to use. I have to admit that sometimes I prefer the chaos. Since nobody has time to tell us what to do, we already have exciting projects in the pipeline.
I better get going.
I'll catch...
Alright, Soneto. How could we forget Soneto?
Hey again. What's our topic for this round?
I heard an awakened employee started a hunger strike.
You mean Ulrich? He's still on hunger strike, camping out in front of the committee building day in and day out. He was alone at first, then some human researchers and arcanists joined him.
He was the most effective. Okay.
Even though none of them could last as long as Ulrich. Eventually, the Foundation employees arrived, pushing a cart full of food. Ulrich's scream of "Traitors!" was so loud that it was hard to believe he could make such a sound. But he also has a lot of work to do, so I assume he'll be there a few days, and we'll have to end the strike as deadlines approach.
I'd better get going.
I'll catch you later. I've got a couple of gadgets to tune up.
Was that an untimely emote? Hello, Sonetto. You know your chief assistant will be here, just like she knows you'll come looking for her. It's been ages since you last saw her in anything other than the Foundation uniform. That's how you know an actual holiday is finally here.
Good morning, Timekeeper.
Such a nice
We have
outfit.
finally completed all of our assigned tasks.
Like the blue and the orange, so good.
The Foundation gave me a break, but I don't know what to do with my free time. Would you mind if I spent some time with you?
Certainly. We can chat a little.
Her tense shoulders fall with relief.
Thank you, Timekeeper. I wanted to talk to you about the mission we just had. Especially about Sophia. Sorry, this is about to sound like a work report. I'm not very good at small talk. Can you start the conversation?
I'll meet Sophia again.
Yes. As enemies. I could not understand her motives. She was one of the most devout believers I knew. So why did she turn her back on
I
that
feel
heroine?
like Sophia and Sonetto are kind of stand-ins for each other, because they both share very similar rules in their relationship to their other halves, right? I think Sophia being the most devout and turning away from the faith could mirror Sonetto at some point in the story later on. I don't know.
She knew Manus Vindicte never cared for the lives of others. She witnessed the suicide attacks carried out by Manus followers on the island. She experienced it all firsthand. I know that their intention was to provoke war, and the invading soldiers must have had their assistance. The islanders were thrust into war, their beliefs shattered, and their vulnerability then exploited by the Manus, who welcomed them with open arms. I feel frustrated, like I've lost another debate. I knew the right answers, but could not articulate it. I had to watch them die without being able to convince them otherwise. I wish I didn't lose this debate, Timekeeper.
Sorry, I have other things to attend to,
It's
damn.
okay, Timekeeper. Don't let me keep you. We can talk later, when you have time.
Kind of brush her off like that. Fuck. Oh, radio. What's the other option for her?
I'm here, Timekeeper. Are you free now?
What is your plan moving forward?
I will do everything in my power to prevent tragedies like Sophia's and Schneider's from happening again.
I love that parallel. I saw it more as Sophia had that one bad day that really pushed her loyalty. Yeah, that too. That definitely as well. But I remember in the scene they kind of share a look, her and Sophia. It's almost, I don't know, it feels very much like they're setting Sonetto up for something. I don't know what though. But yeah, no, she definitely, I mean, I guess one bad day, right?
No matter how
Just
impossible
completely
it may
breaks
seem
her
right now,
faith.
I will find a way. Sorry, those were big words, I know. What I really want to do is to keep being your assistant, Timekeeper. For it is my duty and my own will. Let us do this together,
This little
Timekeeper.
shawl thing she has is really cute. I like this. Looks very comfortable. Sorry, I have other things to attend to.
It's okay, Timekeeper. We can talk later when you...
And Miss Radio. I feel like it should have ended on Sonetto, right? That feels like the most appropriate way to end it. The green radio is basking in the sun, bathing in its warmth. Since she doesn't have a human face to make expressions, it's hard to read her mood. However, since the fifth dimension's Aquarius is playing from her speakers, it might suggest she is in good spirits. She snaps at the moment she notices your presence, and the music shifts to a four-note motif, just like Beethoven's Fate knocking at the door.
Hello? Miss Verton, what brings you here? Have they finally decided my verdict?
What does she do, man?
I hope my recent actions were enough to prove my innocence.
Wait, why is she being held responsible for Sid? She didn't do anything. She shivers nervously, and the music seems to crackle along with her. Of course, in fact, we wouldn't have achieved any of this without you.
Really? That is wonderful news. I am relieved to hear that I have been helpful. These past few days have left me on edge, wondering if they would pry open my battery cover, or submerge me in formalin, or even take me apart in search of enemy signals. Thank you for your confidence in me, Miss Verton. So, am I allowed to move freely within the Foundation now? I could use a little cleaning, polishing, and perhaps a coat of wax, if I can find someone to do it.
I shall leave you to your leisure.
In that case, why don't we enjoy a little pampering time together? We could slather ourselves in machine oil, bask in the sun, and let the rays zap our impurities away.
Yeah, that's how you get melanoma, man. Last one for radio. Let's do it.
Did you find something, Miss Verton?
Did you find a person for me?
Certainly. Which DJ do you have in mind? Or are we looking for updates on a particular politician?
If I remember correctly, it's referring to the fact that she was found in that Manus box. Right, that makes sense. Right. Her entire origin is kind of questionable.
From AM to FM, I'll scan through all the frequencies just for you.
The name is
Bird. Bird was mentioned by 6. That's some. I have to look back at that chat. Or the chat she has with 6. I remember Bird. Being mentioned.
What intrigues you about her?
I can't be sure. It's just a gut feeling.
Bird. Oh wait, hang on. I feel like that was mentioned as well in one of the little side event things.
Oh.
I need to look back on stuff.
I will gladly help and pay close attention to the name. If it comes up in the news, I'll let you know right away.
Pretty sure Erd has some mythological significance as well. Babylonian, I think? Shall leave you to your leisure.
In that case, why don't we enjoy a little pampering time? We
do not want cancer, man. Okay. That was all of it. And I get Senator Skin. Hell yeah. This thing looks so nice. This thing looks so goddamn nice.
The lake is overflowing. It's cold, just like a flowing line.
Get dressed.
Wait, where am I?
Okay. That's done. Okay, I'm gonna do one run of the Fluffy Sonero. Yeah, that outfit looks so nice. It's so pretty. Just the contrast and everything, it's so good. I'm gonna do one run of the roguelike. I haven't run through it yet. And the rest I'm gonna save for next time, because then we can do Semmelweis's anecdote. Just Semmelweis's anecdote end, actually. I think it should be soon, right? 9 days, we're fine. I'm gonna do Semmelweis's anecdote along with the rest of the run, because I know there's 2 endings for the roguelike, from what I've heard. First, it'll he leaves and hey, perfectly land saucer. Oh. What was I saying? The endings. I know there's 2 endings. I know there's one where you have to get like a chalice or something. I don't know if it's a random drop or if you have to like fulfill certain requirements or something. But I'm just gonna try to get whatever ending I can this time, and then we'll finish it up next time, yeah? But first, I'm gonna use the restroom again real quick. 2 minutes. Ow. I step on, there's something sharp on my floor. Huh? The second ending is RNG dependent. Yeah, okay. Damn it. Damn it. Need to fulfill a specific rumor. I have ran it multiple times, haven't gotten it. Meanwhile, my friend got the ancient chalice twice in a row. Huh. Okay. So basically, if I hit the chalice, just go for it. Just get that second ending out of the way. Seems like a plan. I don't know if Semmelweis is actually a good unit. Like, she looks cool. I want to be able to use her, I just don't know. I don't even know what she does, man. That's for danger. I think that's important. This might be the first anecdote that I've actually completed in like a while. Like most of the time I end up short by like 2,000 or something because time gates. One companion of beast to speed up the ruins. What does that even mean? Oh, like they have like a little sidekick. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, I don't have. Oh shit. Okay. Well, Semmelweis anecdote takes place after a roguelike story. Yeah. That's why I want to get the roguelike, because I know the roguelike is supposed to be permanent, right? So theoretically I can just do it whenever, but I want to be able to get through Semmelweis stuff, so, or anecdote as well, so we're doing it now. Alright, one run of this. I don't know how long it's going to be. It shouldn't be too long, right? I'm assuming similar length to the old one. What are rewards for this? I know Lorelei comes from this, right? Or not this specific. Oh, there she is. Yeah. So Lorelei comes out of this thing. Alright, let's do it. Before starting your journey, you need to select your tone, instruments, Does the tone matter? I don't think so, right? Because in the last one, the difficulty didn't really matter. Or does it matter? I'll give one right now. Yep. Roguelike incentivizes multiple runs to get all the... Yeah. I mean, that's usually how these sorts of things, but at least it's permanent, so, hey, I'll take it. Old-fashioned... Let's go with pomegranate heart chalice for this one. There we go. You want me to recommend which characters to use to make? Yes, please. I'm not good at playing this game. Okay. I do story things. My gameplay is god-awful. Tone is difficulty and how much of the currency you get to make them easier. Yeah, but I mean, does it like matter for like story stuff and whatnot, or is it all just the same shit, just different amounts of points? I'm guessing. Yeah. I cannot be bothered to read this right now. I'll look it up later. Sure. I mean, I'm assuming I just bring... when so many characters told her... Oh. Like a cost system? Story stream. Okay, sounds good. I mean, I definitely bring just whoever can curb stop shit, right? So, Jew... Oh, but I have to stay within value. Damn. Marcus. Oh, I pulled Ezra from the water panel. I was aiming for 6, but no dice. I honestly don't know who to run here. Let's see. I'm just gonna run my usual team. So this one.
I walk fast.
Companion starting out.
And now I belong to
Ezra for the last one.
Preparation completed.
This is questionable. We'll bring 3 use 3. Oh, does it jump straight from 4 to 2? party for heals. But she has the cool skin. You know, I'm just now realizing that this team is gonna die really quickly. Tooth Fairy, A-Knight, Lucy, Semmelweis recommend. My Semmelweis is not leveled. She will die. She will absolutely just die. So I'll just bring Tooth Fairy and Lucy then instead. Oh, right. I have never used this support system. How do I take some? A-Knight. He is spirits. Jesus, look at this is old. Lucy, where's Miss Robot? There you are.
Battery checked.
Who? For the early difficulties, auto leveled. Level is of the issue there, but I'm sorry, I don't know what that means. Tooth Fairy, where's my Tooth Fairy? There she is.
I'm here for a worn tooth.
I have one more point. I can bring something small. I think. Yeah, Mesmer, let's go. Look at that. I have her at max fucking resonance as well. It's so sad. Well, not max, but resonance 10. Actually, I think that might be max for 4 stars. A series of dusk. Oh, right. There's that whole level system thing. I forgot about that. I'm guessing I want to prioritize Lucy then, huh? Target not in building 2. Confirm target not in vicinity of the house. They're not here. I wish we had this skin. I really like this outfit. Our intel was wrong. We were set up. Finip. This man. It's the man. Razor swings his hand in frustration, knocking a hole clean through a wooden bookshelf. The notes lying on the shelf fall and scatter.
Calm down.
Calm yourself, Razor. Tearing up this place won't get us anywhere closer to our target. This Beyond has been alive for over 200 years. It's a living legend. We knew it wouldn't be this easy. Oh, do we learn more about the Beyond in this one? Hell yeah. Razor pulls his arm out, breathing out steadily.
Semmelweis.
You're right. I lost my composure. I'm not one to admit defeat, but we are out of time to contain this vampire.
We need to go back to the Foundation.
Can't afford to take risks with the storm. We know so little about this vampire's arcane skill. It has made it to next to impossible to track. Which is all the more reason to hunt it.
Besides...
All that aside, our operation wasn't entirely fruitless. Semmelweis bends down to pick up the papers now lying on the ground before the shelf. He scans the page, absorbed in thought. What does it say? It's an old bill. And even vampires have to pay bills. The Laplace researchers might be interested in this. At the very least, it could help us study the dietary habits of vampires. Blood. Record of delivery, baguette, a bottle of red wine, bouquet of flowers. This suggests that the vampire doesn't exclusively feed on blood as we thought. Or she has a girlfriend. It apparently also dines on bread, wine, and flowers. Perhaps they consume pollen for energy.
Just kidding.
Just a little levity, Razor. I'm not suggesting that vampires are the nocturnal answer to bees. Rus an Achen. I must say, this vampire has exquisite taste in flowers. What's this? While Semmelweis is bent over the documents, Razor catches sight of something shiny in the corner. Looks like an orbiculum. Uh-oh. The orbiculum flares up with a red glow. Crap. Get down. Whoosh. Dark red incantations shoot towards them. The folded blade swings open. Razor swipes down on one spell after the other.
Semmelweis.
Get out. It's too late. Shadow appears from behind Semmelweis. Or does she get bit this early? Damn. I thought it was like at the end of the thing. Yeah. A sharpness pierces her neck. Pain radiates through her body as if tearing her in two. Shadow covers Semmelweis entirely, crushing her beneath it. Yeah. No. Ren is also in hotel. Semmelweis lurches up from the bed. She reaches out to place her hand on her chest, trying to calm the erratic beating of her heart. She gasps for air, then puffs it out again as if trying to expel the memory.
Was that a dream?
Or perhaps a hallucination? It's difficult to tell the difference. Nothing feels real now. She takes a deep breath and touches the wound on her neck. The scars have nearly faded now. She traces her fingers over the twin puncture mark. Semmelweis rises from her bed to look out from the window. The streets of Vienna are bustling with activity. Oh shit, that's pretty. I like this. Carriages and trams roll side by side down the wide street. Gentlemen engage in animated discussions at the cafe. It has an odd tranquility about it, like the calm before a storm. It is a scene far removed from the mountains she remembers. She takes in 3 deep breaths. A knock on the door interrupts her thoughts.
May I ask?
Captain, are you awake? Oh, it's this fucking guy again. What is it, Emil? Come in. As per your instructions, I collected the latest newspapers from across Vienna. Emil places the neatly sorted stack on the table. Semmelweis leaves the beat view behind as she goes to pick up a newspaper. The actress Isolde is about to hold an art exhibit in memory of her late brother. The famous artist Theophil's posthumous works will be displayed for the first time. Okay, so this is a little before we reach this place. Isolde, I remember her. She was the star of the city's opera before I left. Oh, she, it seems she's still the hottest topic in Vienna today.
But
the talk has shifted to this upcoming exhibit of hers. The organizers hope to use it to provoke thought about and attention toward the Arcanist's plight. Certainly it's one of the greatest issues of our time, but what good will an art exhibit be for that? It won't change anything. Emil points to the date on the newspaper.
But
We're just in time. The exhibit is today, or even more precisely, in 3 hours.
Of course.
What could be more tantalizing to the Viennese public than a glimpse of the final works of a dead artist? Semmelweis leaps through several more newspapers. Without exception, the front page features Isolde and Theophil's mourning portraits. Rising suicide rates, museum thefts, assassinations, and major demonstrations are all playing second fiddle to this event.
It's nothing.
I'm afraid it's hardly novel. There's something about when an artist takes his own life, that potent mix of tragedy and brilliance. No matter the era, it has always grabbed the headlines. All the more so that he was the last male scion of an ancient noble house. The exact sort of gossip the Viennese people would cobble up. Politics and revolutions will have to wait their turn. I guess I shouldn't expect any different. This city has always found a way to distract itself with sensationalism. Never mind that the Empire is falling apart at the seams. They can't even put effort into addressing the Arcanist problem, which I'd say is the easiest to solve.
It's ridiculous.
All the registration policies do is force law-abiding Arcanists to be weighed down by unwieldy bureaucracy.
Shoot.
Never mind that the lawless fanatics couldn't care less about the damn registration. Mark my words, Captain, these lunatics will drag the normal Arcanists down right along with them. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Emil catches himself remembering perhaps too late that his supervisor too was an Arcanist. Embarrassed, he stops his tirade. I mean, he was being pretty positive about Arcanists. If left unaddressed, these Arcanist lunatics are certain to turn many normal Arcanists into lunatics themselves. Unrest breeds further unrest and crackdowns. However, I spare little sympathy for the Empire. Even between the Bohemians, Croats, and Romanians, they're verging on total collapse. There's little wonder the Arcanist problem has been left to fester. A wave of nationalism is sweeping through this era. With each side pulling apart, the tapestry of this ancient empire seems destined to be frayed and torn. Noticing Emil's agitation, Semmelweis smiles disarmingly.
Oh, never mind.
Emil, it's often unpleasant to deal with Arcanists. I admit, I am myself not very fond of Arcanists. Particularly when it comes to the Beyond.
Please continue.
Please continue your report, Emil. Arcanists. Captain, that is to say, it relates to Arcanists. I conducted a cursory investigation into the Arcanist refugee community here in Vienna and gathered more information about this so-called Lorelei from the Rhine. Lorelei from the Rhine. Even though she has been expecting it, Semmelweis catches her breath as she hears the name. She instinctively recalls that letter, the one whose contents she has not disclosed to anyone in the Foundation. Lorelei's reputation among the lower-class Arcanists is beyond what we had imagined. Using her gift of prophecy, she has united many Arcanist groups, so far preventing them from directly clashing with the Empire.
A prophecy.
Prophecy. Prefer to call it Arcanist nonsense. It seems to me that only Arcanists could come up with and believe such superstition. But nonsense or otherwise, the Arcanist refugees are convinced. According to this prophecy of hers, the world is a valley with a flowing river, and we are colonies of ants living on either side of it. In times past, we lived and died beside the river, enjoying its bounty just as our ancestors did.
But
today, however, the river is facing a cataclysm. Flood waters will soon come rushing down to devour everything in their path. And our valley will be no exception. In her words, we are entirely helpless against this irreversible reckoning. All we can do is seek help to escape it. But Lorelei claims to be the savior who will rescue everyone. Exclamation point.
it's ridiculous.
Oh, hang on. It's all a bit cliche, isn't it? She may as well just call herself Noah. But to Semmelweis, this story means something entirely different. Do you think this flood that Lorelei talks about may be the storm? Is another doomsday prophecy, or is she really an oracle for the storm?
What on earth is she trying to
What is
do?
her goal in promoting this prophecy? Countless questions begin to swirl in Semmelweis's mind. Excuse me. Whether or not Lorelai's prophecy turns out to be true, she could no longer ignore the existence of the storm in the Arcanist world. So what about Lorelai? Did you find her? Unfortunately not. I haven't gotten any leads about Lorelai's whereabouts. Except that she seems to have disappeared. Well, that doesn't help us.
That's strange.
She should have returned to Vienna by now. Why else would she have me look for her here? Captain, what are you talking about?
No.
Nothing. Please continue. Simply put, after Lorelai disappeared, the Arcanist refugee community has splintered. Not yet risen to the level of the other crisis that the Empire is facing, but these out-of-control Arcanists are threatening to cause significant problems. According to the data, just this month, demonstrations and vicious incidents have been happening left and right. The Arcanist crime rate has doubled. Some of the refugees have turned to the Manus Vindictae and have begun fighting what they call the human powers that be. Unfortunately, more than just some. Emil hands a few selected articles over to Semmelweis. Riots, marches. They'll only continue to grow as long as the Arcanists lack a better voice to rally behind.
Looks like...
Then we must find Lorelai as soon as we can.
Maybe...
We may find some more intel at the Vienna branch office. They've investigated these groups in the past. I'm sure they must have also taken the opportunity to investigate Lorelai.
I see.
Thank you for the information, Emil. I'll head over to the Vienna branch now. Do you need me to go with you, Captain? No, I would prefer to go on my own.
Copy that.
Understood, Chief. Then the team and I will wait for your return. Semmelweis turns to look out the window at the crowded street.
What on earth is she trying to do?
What on earth is she trying to do? Okay.
Vienna. It's been so long.
Select a note on your current path. Okay, so we actually choose this time around. Okay. I'm guessing we want to go for this treasure chest here, right? They don't trip you up as easily as they used to, but they keep trying. Even a stubbed toe was a success to them. Let's do it. Let's do it. Series does total camera deployed characters cannot exceed the line of platinum. Mr. Knight.
Someone's sword hath not rusted yet.
Leaders below. I don't know what that is. I don't even know what that is. TF.
I'm here for 1, 2.
This one.
Battery checked.
This one.
Let us get to know
Each other. I think I'm gonna
Great. A mission with a bunch of Arcanists.
I don't know what A-Knight likes to use. He's AoE, right? So, which one's the AoE one? Okay, this works. Oh. Oh, okay. Sure. Let's do it. I still don't know how this woman works. Let's see it real quick. There's a level X. X? What do you mean? What do you mean by X? Oh, it's just a speed thing. Okay. Be ready for Resident Evil 4 inventory management soon. Yep. Yeah. I saw that. Alright, oh no. We just spam Lucy, right? That's how this works. Actually, let's do this.
Charging. Loading.
X on A nights. Oh, you mean like don't bring him or what?
Merci.
Oh, X is it's IQ, that's what you mean.
Barrage.
I don't even know if I have that level. I'll take a look after this battle. Damn, she hard with that. X IQ, yeah, I'll take a look. I mean, it's probably better than what I have anyways, just from the fact. Honestly. Okay. This is defense. Oh wait, we want Dynamo. That's a Lucy thing. Damn it. Yeah. Alright. Does it matter where they're placed though? Like aside from like fitting them in, does it actually matter like if they're placed next to things? This was in the corner before. Right? Oh, right. We're gonna say that works. I don't know. I want to get this treasure chest. The forest glows golden, the full road forks, and you always take the less traveled path, leaving the other for another day. I see an expression on your face that doesn't belong to you, my friend, my dear. Draw a card. May the guidance of fate help you find peace. A strangely dressed arcanist stops Semmelweis, inviting to divine her for proportion. Sure, one random artifact will take it. Some artifacts do depend most. Okay. Oh, one second. Cannot read anymore. Holy shit. An emotion rises from her fingertips as warm and comfortable as melted cocoa beans, so strong that it nearly overwhelms her. It will usually say there's some sort of adjacent. Okay,
That was an interesting experience.
Experience? Alright. I like the soundtrack for this mode. I didn't read that. Oh well. Treasure hunt. Semmelweis, busy on her journey, is stopped by a voice. The owner of the voice is a young boy, ragged but with clear eyes. He opens his palm and a note appears before her. A list, a gift from a fellow traveler from which she can choose whatever she wants. Oh. Ooh. Wait, hang on. Which one is a curio and which one is the accessory? These are artifacts. Oh, are they... Oh, I see. I see. I mean... I'm guessing curios are better, right? Those are like direct combat stuff. Fuck it, we have two of them now. The boy rummages around, pulling out a small gadget from the basket. He nods. I know it's not doing anything. Okay. You know what? This just means Lucy hits harder, it's fine. Snake. Receiving, enticing, and skimming for what seems like forever. If you're unprepared, there's still time to consider the consequences. Not really.
Keep moving.
Alright, boy. Oh, I forgot to change it. God damn it. It's fine. It's fine. It is fine.
Bravo.
I don't know if I should even be casting your stuff, honestly.
Loading.
Actually, no, let's do it this way so we can get some.
Charging. Loading.
Hey, that was it.
Medications give special incantation. I see.
Eliminate target.
Oh, okay, so
Aim and shoot.
I assumed it was just like healing your squad or whatever. What is the matter? What are we shooting for here? What do we want to grab? I think probably this one, right? We could just kill little dudes and then she hits really hard. But the counter, that should heal us as well, which not important.
Charging.
Bravo, merci.
Faraday's miracle.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yes, Lucy, kill him.
Never hesitate.
I just know she gets to attack whenever something dies. Besides that, and that she wants to stack Dynamo. Besides that, I have no idea. I think her attacks use up Dynamo, right? I think the one I have right now is this one, right?
Bravo.
Loading.
Merci. Never hesitate.
With Lucy things that use up Dynamo and Moxie, yeah.
And now to return to my long-term mission. Rest.
She's still on that, huh? Okay, when in battle, when during battle, for 2 stimulus. Is stimulus only used for your tuning thing, or is there more? Re-energy activated. At the start of the round, all game on the same concern. How do we get energy for this? I don't think we care about burn here. Ooh, pocket square or clear moth. Use up Dynamo with the right artifact. She can already start that. She can already start it for a tuning thing. Okay, so I can just use that without really worrying too much then. I think I want this one. Gain Catalyst Essence when the Catalyst Essence, which can be thought of as a bonus, goes up the current level. Limit of the Catalyst levels. I'm just gonna give up on reading these. Holy shit. I'm like stumbling over my words, man. What am I doing here? I'm picking a new character to use? Ooh, nice. Let's bring along... I suppose the support would be nice, right? I don't want to bring more DPS. Well, let's bring this one. She gets Eureka. The way to found... Oh, I should have brought Ezra, actually. Oh well. The way to the Foundation showed the demonstrations. Where'd you? I reckon they put Miss Masson on A Knight with Shield and Bunny Bunny on Tooth Fairy. I should have grabbed those. Should have grabbed those, damn it. Alright, shit. Recognize next one. I'm assuming we get more level caps, so next one. Recognize Bohemia now. We demand representation from the Empire and from the Foundation. How many chapters of this are there? So I want to be able to finish this tonight, but I also have work in like a few hours. So I need to sleep as well. Bohemians deserve equal recognition and rights. There's no way forward except through that gathering crowd. Conversion demonstrators royal as a mass like a pot ready to boil. Keep it up. The Empire must not change. Fucking ungrateful Bohemians.
Looks like...
That could be construed wrong. It's fine. It seems like there is no way through all these protests. Semmelweis rubs her temples and lets out an exasperated sigh. Foundation may not be the primary target of the protest, but they have already tightly sealed its entrance to avoid potential violence. That was Carl's decision. She knows that instinctively. Given the situation, it's doubtful they'd let her in, even if she could find a way through. Carl is not a bad person. Oh, no, he is. He absolutely is. But no, he won't budge on this. Normally, Semmelweis has no trouble with bureaucrats and their reservations, but standing here looking at the results of their inaction, she has a few choice words. SARS. Where are the guards? Where have all the guards gone? Come on, round up these backwards yokels and send them back. Brothers and sisters, did you hear what he just said? These Austrians, not Australians, are always so arrogant and dismissive of us. That is why we must establish our own kingdom. Kingdom of the Bohemians. You hear that? The Empire should arrest and execute these traitors. Let's show them. Let's put the inferiors in their place. This is, Oh boy. Protesters quickly come to blows, engaging in a heated and bloody exchange of ideas. This scene calls to mind the image of two ant colonies fighting, neither beautiful nor orderly, their actions driven solely by instinctive adrenaline.
Nothing interesting.
Thanks,
Looks
Selma.
like
There'll be no getting any information from the Foundation today. I'll have to find Lorelei another way. Ignoring the chaos around her, she prepares to fall back to the hotel and make a new plan. This fighting, wars of identity and nation, it's a small blip in history, soon to be dust in the storm. Either way, I can't let myself be caught up in all this. Lorelei of the Rhine. Semmelweis skirts the battle lines forming between the protesters, aiming for a narrow alley off the main road. It wouldn't be her first choice, but navigating the way back would be at best time-consuming and at worst dangerous. Here? Wonder. Figure emerges from the group of Arcanist protesters. Her face is hidden, but it seems that they intend to leave the scene via the same alley she is headed towards. The figure seems to notice this as well. You're from the Foundation. What bad luck. I don't have time for this right now. The woman takes a few hurried steps forward and hurries into the alley ahead of Semmelweis. Pausing a moment to think, Semmelweis pursues her into the alley. To do what exactly? She can't fight, man. Oh, we're in Australia again, look at that. The bright green of her dress stands out in the dreary alleyway. Is this Lorelei? If she had been attempting to evade Semmelweis, she made a poor showing of it. Oh, it's Kakani. I admit it, I'm not very good at hiding. I can explain, I wasn't involved in this protest, you have to believe me. I can show you my arcane skill permit. Shoot, where did I put it? The woman in green reaches into her clothes but freezes in place.
you are...
And you are... Semmelweis glares at her, recalling any information she can about the green chatterbox before her.
Miss Kakanya.
You're Kakane, yes? Known member of the Circle.
You mean...
You know me.
Yes.
Of course, Miss Kakanya. I think you misunderstood. I love this interaction so much. Oh boy. I'm from the Foundation, but any relation you have to the protests here is none of my concern. Oh, good, good. But I think I left my arcane skill permit at home. If you don't mind, I can take you to get it if you need to. Oh god, she's gonna pull a Marcus on her.
Wait.
Nor am I here to check your arcane skill permit. In a flash of movement, Kakanya abruptly pulls aside a nearby curtain, revealing a mirror. Oh boy. A brilliant white light flashes from it, then envelops Semmelweis completely. Semmelweis attempts to react, but is too slow to escape the light. Apologies, miss. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't do this, but I really have no time to spare explaining myself. This old art exhibit is about to begin. That's why? Don't worry, I didn't use my full strength. You'll only be unconscious for half an hour tops. She's fine. Well, that should do it. Lucania snaps her fingers and the white light in the alley fades. As the light disperses, Semmelweis stands in place, entirely unaffected.
I'm sorry.
I believe that did not go as you planned. Is your arcane skill just a matter of conjuring light? That's rather simple, wouldn't you agree? My arcane skill failed. Oh no. It is just a little trick, but it should have been enough to get a glimpse into her mind. I'm assuming it's the beyond shit helping her. But that trick depends on the person reflecting in the mirror. She can't reflect. She's a vampire. She can't fucking reflect. What she now realizes is empty, exactly where the woman before her should be. Yeah, she's a fucking vampire, man. You have no reflection at all. Semmelweis also realizes this strange phenomenon. Though in fact Gakania's words are not entirely accurate. There is a hazy reflection of a figure within, though it could be easily mistaken for fog on the glass.
That's surprising.
That is most surprising. Could it be an effect of the disease? How can this be? If only the timing were right, I would definitely give you a thorough examination. But I have to make this quick. Are they gonna throw fists now? Whoa. It was hilarious to me when I got to this point. I didn't even expect it. I just... oh man, that's so good. Oh no, wait, I missed that. Akani's expression turns serious again, and the mirror emits another blast of dark. She's gonna try again. This time the light takes some effect. Semmelweis is blinded for a moment from the bright flash. Though it took all of Akani's effort, the scene in the mirror at last begins to change. Burning attic, gray marble buildings, a melting sky. What is all this? I'm assuming she's seeing the Beyonder memories instead of Semmelweis's. The Committee of Saint SF. San Francisco. As Semmelweis opens her eyes, she knows the obvious. Her surroundings have changed. Well, we're gonna meet that asshole doctor again. It's a hallucination, undoubtedly. Naturally, she has plenty of experience with hallucinations. There is nothing special about this one, nor at least there shouldn't be. We meet again? Yeah, there he is, Semmelweis. Indeed. With all due respect, I don't have time for idle chattering, Doctor. Really? You seem a bit nervous of me, but you needn't be so wary.
I am you.
Uh-oh. Okay, I want to go ahead and say that I like this one and also her base form better than this. This just seems kind of, you know, generic vampire woman, you know? This has so much more character, I think. And her also the one with the hat. The hat's just cool.
You may call me Bella.
Oh, Semmelweis isn't even her name. Shit, okay. Whoever you are, I have a poor opinion of things that try to interfere with my mind.
Really?
So you think I'm a result of the Beyond disease? Just another hallucination, a nightmare tugging at your strings. But you read the reports, so you know that this really is what this really is. You know that Miss Clara's arcane skill lets you glimpse your inner self. You are not a fool, my dear. You still want to deny the truth right before your eyes. It is an extraordinary ability, wouldn't you agree? And for one so accustomed to deceiving everyone, even yourself, it proves dangerously effective. Semmelweis is silent for a moment. I mean, yeah, I admit it, I have never seen anything like this before.
Take a look.
See, you've come so close. Now you must face your truth. So don't try to pull that foundation nonsense on me again. You and I know very well it's nothing more than a disguise to you. If you're so loyal to the Foundation, tell me why you did not tell them what you know about Lorelei. Foundation is simply the best way for me to handle things right now. Loyalty with reservations is not true loyalty. It's mutual exploitation. Sounds about right. Let's be honest with ourselves, shall we? You don't trust the Foundation, Semmelweis. Everything you have done has been for yourself. Joining the Foundation was just a chance to be closer to the Arcanum. You became a field agent all in the hope that you'd find a cure. What of it? Since the start, the Foundation has offered me the best way for me to accomplish my goals. The doctor in her previous story was herself. Yes, that's what I've kind of sort of figured out at this point. It's always just been this one talking, you know? I'm just happy to hear you finally say what you truly believe. So here's the thing, right? We've seen this happen. I mean, not this specifically, but we've seen, like, the mask kind of come off of Semmelweis before, right? When she was talking to Emil in the last one. You aren't so noble. You're just another person running from death, trying to change your fate. It's in your nature. At first, I mean, the first time I assumed it was just because the disease was kind of making her unstable, but I think this is just who she is. I mean, clearly, right? Where am I? Semmelweis puts her hand on her head and sits up from the couch. Finally awake. We brought her. I thought she had to go see his old. The fuck? Semmelweis subconsciously surveys the room's decor. Strange. I remember just now. The room's quiet. It has been a long time since Semmelweis has enjoyed such silence.
Don't worry.
This is my psychiatric clinic. Psychiatrist, I see. Well, you'll forgive me if I mistook it for a warehouse. Don't get me wrong, I greatly respect psychiatrists. Of course, I do find them a bit nosy, always trying to dig their way into your private matters. I'm very sorry. Whatever for? Though it was rather blurry, I didn't see any hint of hostility from you in the mirror. It was wrong of me to attack you. I acted rashly. The green parrot lowers her head with an awkward expression. You've been making a bad habit of dazzling others in the streets, Dr. Kokania. I am now the second victim of your particular brand of light-based assaults.
Oops.
So you're a friend of Marcus. So you're a friend of Marcus too. I apologize, but it is in my nature to pry. What exactly did you see while you were under my arcane skill? Why do you ask? Everyone sees different things in the mirrors. It reflects one's own truth, their innermost turmoil and desires. Your reflection, though, was hazy and the fragments it formed were vague. It was impossible to extract any useful information. My own truth.
No, nothing.
It was nothing, just some familiar hallucinations I've long grown accustomed to, that's all. Of course, you aren't my patient, and I have no intention of prying into your privacy, but I ask such questions as a matter of professional ethics. I think that goes out the window the moment you flashbang someone in the streets, man. Professional ethics. If our consultation here is anything to go by, you may be dealing with a very serious mental illness. As a psychiatrist, I cannot stand idly by. Whether you are my patient or not, I feel I must speak with you frankly.
I must say...
I've heard that line many times before. Though far more often it concerns my physical illnesses. I confess this is the first time I've heard that I am sick in the head as well. To put it simply, I have observed that your spirit is undergoing drastic changes, and that these intense changes have triggered significant mental distress. Yeah, no shit. Drastic spiritual changes. Yes, I'm sure you're familiar with the saying, mankind is inclined to reason, arcanists are inclined to sensitivity. Emotions are the heart of spirituality. When our perspectives change, those with keen emotions, especially arcanists, exhibit more obvious symptoms. Insomnia, nightmares, hallucinations, schizophrenia, even the disappearance of one's reflection. I suspect these are all possible symptoms of spiritual changes in our arcanists. Spiritual changes. A most interesting way to put it. The issue of spiritual changes remains a challenge in the medical field. I'm sorry to say my understanding is limited too. But according to our extant medical knowledge, these effects seem to stem from drastic changes related to arcanum and the side effects they cause. Mid-sentence, Kanye suddenly remembers something and abruptly stands up. Oh no. Is she remembering that she was supposed to go to the exhibit? What is it? Oh, look at the time. The exhibit. Yeah, I'm going to be late. This is happening. His old art exhibit. Just another in a long line of Vienna's high-profile social gatherings. So apparently this one intends to promote the plight of the Arcanus across the Empire. Is this before, like, immediately before Isolde makes her
It
big
is without
war
a doubt
declaration?
one of the greatest issues of our time.
Miss Semmelweis, I am happy to hear that you were so sympathetic to the theme of this exhibit. It seems many Viennese do not care about the organizers' ideals. They come only to gawk at the art. Naturally, I'm sympathetic. It's an urgent and serious topic. I've always believed that the Foundation needs to listen to the experiences and opinions of arcanists like you. People with outside perspectives that can speak for those beyond the Foundation's sometimes narrow mindset. I'm happy to know that the Foundation has such dedicated young people like you and Miss Marcus. The eloquent girl in green comes to an apparent realization. She pauses and stares intently at Semmelweis from behind her bright eyes. Oh, you know, I think you may just be interested in this exhibit too. After all, you are a friend of Miss Marcus. A pity I only gave her 2 invitations. I think you are most deserving of one. A major oversight on the organizer's part. Let me see if there are any extra invitations.
Thank you.
Thank you for your diagnosis and the invitation, Dr. Kakania. Semmelweis stands up from the sofa, her trajectory already set for the door.
I'm sorry.
But I'm afraid I've never received any sort of aesthetic education. I have no proper appreciation for art. Inviting me to such an exhibit, you may as well bring a tote to the opera.
Besides...
At any rate, I'm on an urgent mission from the Foundation, which leaves me with even no such time to spare. Not in this envelope, nor in this one either. Kanya pays no mind to her refusal. She simply carries on rummaging through the scattered files and cabinets.
Oops, sorry.
Oh no, it seems all the blank invitations have already been given out. Kanya taps her head ruefully. Only Miss Valentina and Miss Lorelai's invitations are left, and they have their names on them. Should have asked Heinrich to prepare a few more. Lorelai, huh? And Valentina's gonna be important, I assume.
Did you just say Lorelai?
You mean...
So you know Miss Lorelai too? I mean, Miss Lorelai is a famous social activist and singer in Vienna. I suppose it only makes sense that you would have heard of her. You know, Miss Lorelai has always been so dedicated to promoting equality between mankind and arcanists. She is well respected by just about everyone. That's why I especially invited Miss Lorelai and Miss Valentina to the exhibits, and I admit, because I've always wanted to meet them. Unfortunately, Miss Lorelai left Vienna not long ago. No one knows where she is now. Semmelweis's fingertips tremble slightly, but she quickly hides her excitement. That's a pity. I was thinking that if I had a chance, I should like to pay her a visit.
But...
By the sounds of it, I seem to have missed my chance. Not entirely. I'm not sure where she is now, but I think Miss Valentina must know. Miss Valentina. Miss Valentina is another social activist and a very good friend of Lorelai. She runs a small bar near the river port. Maybe you can try your luck there. If you need to speak with her, I can give you more detailed direction. At this, Kakania picks up a parrot feather from a nearby table and hands it to Semmelweis.
Don't worry.
There's a vendor I know. Just give him this feather and I'll help you find Miss Valentina. But I apologize, I'm afraid I can't go with you myself, Miss Semmelweis. I'm expected at the exhibit's opening ritual. As a member of the circle, I have to be in attendance. I understand entirely, Doctor. I don't know much about art, but I think I understand how important this showcase of Mr. Theophil's posthumous works must be to you. Semmelweis steadies her still trembling hand as she reaches for the feather. Without further ado, I must take my leave, Doctor. Semmelweis puts the feather in her pocket and nods to Kanya. Good luck, Miss Semmelweis. To be continued.
Valentina. I've never heard that name before.
Okay, I know I said we were going to complete this tonight, but it's almost 6 a.m. and I have to go to work at 10, and I would like to get some sleep, so I'm going to call it for the night here. So I don't know how much of this is left. I'm assuming it's quite a bit. The next stream, probably Thursday night, 2 days from now, or 2 nights from now. Yeah, probably gonna try to finish this, try to get the special ending, probably, and then do Semmelweis's anecdote for the next one. But for now, I'm gonna log off. I have to sleep. It's gonna be a tough day tomorrow if I don't. So thank you all for coming in. As usual, I always appreciate it. And then I will see you next time. All right, bye bye.